Big up, big up, big up, and welcome to the Liberal 12th Man Show. I'm the Liberal 12th Man, and I'm joined by the Irishman today, too. We should have some other guests joining us as well. We're hoping that we can get JK in the house, and we can also get Scouts Lee up in here, too. Maybe even Alante if they are available. All the same, big weekend, big weekend. A lot of fun, a lot of enjoyment that went down this weekend, and with a lot of different things for myself and for everyone else out there. So I'd like to introduce the Irishman. How are you doing, Brian?
Very well, very well. Glad to be back. Busy weekend, lots of stuff to talk about. Lots of things happen.
Lots of stuff. Yeah, totally lots of stuff to go down. We're joined by Scouts Lee too. Lee, how you doing?
Good, mate. Doing well. Very positive. Uber positive.
Yeah, how could you not be positive? I mean, like I've seen our neighbors properties, or the neighbors lawns, and a lot of beer cans and garbage and a lot of like nonsense going on over there. So it doesn't look like they're too happy about things, throwing trash around the place, letting it go. While we are atop of the league, whether you're talking about Champions League, whether you're talking about Premier League, I've actually changed up my my opener, at least, or whenever I say hello to someone, someone will say top of the day to you. I usually say top of the league to you, my Reds. And now, for this moment in our lives, we can at least say, for as long as it lasts, hopefully lasts for a good bit. But for right now, we can say top of the leagues to you.
Yeah. I mean, you win in different ways, don't you? Sometimes you win and it's procession, but that was a hard-fought victory, that wasn't it? It took everything we had to get that. And it's a team that we've struggled to get wins against recently, isn't it? So to be able to do that, like, just a really good day all round, like, results-wise, isn't it?
Yeah, that whole I remember, I think you brought it up, but we've only won 2 out of 9. Now, those haven't been all losses, by the way. But I mean, we've only won 2 out of 9 of our last meetings with Brighton. So, I knew that Brighton did have something of a reservation on like getting something or getting some type of result from us. And hey,
I didn't realize we'd had that many draws against them. When Robert Maguire put it up you put it up, his comments said Robert Maguire said we've won only 2 of our last 9. And I thought there has been a couple of defeats though in there, hasn't it? But they've mainly been draws, haven't they? We've drawn so many against them.
Yep. And that's the thing about it, is that like we're here now because we got through it. It was a tale of 2 halves. You can certainly say that too, where we did go down early, or relatively early. I mean, 15 minutes in or something like that, around there, that we went down 1-0 from an absolutely great strike from the Brighton player, the Turkish player that's playing for Brighton right now. Very, very talented players. Had a little bit of a hello to the world.
The move itself, it wasn't like aimed for him, but it sure found its way to him, like, and he dispatched it with gusto, didn't he?
Yeah.
They are a side that could hurt you, like, they've definitely got players who can score goals.
Yeah. How about for you, Brian? Do you see it as the same as being like we've been playing as a team of 2 halves as opposed to the beginning of the year, or certainly the first 3, 4, if not 5 games? I'd say, like, not first 5 games, because we kind of started off a little slow against Ipswich, but like when we started to get our groove and we kind of got our placing, we would somewhat have a measured control of the game from start to finish. Now, all of a sudden, whether it's Arsenal, whether it was even Chelsea, and now even with Brighton, we've had to like battle back in that second half.
I'm looking at it from the point of view that it is still very early in his reign, like, and he's just getting to grips with it, isn't it? I'm sure in time we will get more like full 90-minute performances, like, you know, where we're in control of the entire game, but we're not quite there yet, are we, to be able to do that? But I don't think it'd be outrageous of me to say that I think it's coming, that we'll get better at controlling games for longer.
Yeah. How about for you, Brian?
Yeah, I think when you mentioned it there, like you said, Brighton, Arsenal, Chelsea, you know, we've started playing the better teams. You know, so that's definitely a part of it. You know, as everyone's pointing out, this was the 10-game run was when we're going, oh, we haven't played anybody, so we're starting to play people now. So I'm surely that's a part of it. The other part of it, I would say, is that after a certain period of time as well, you know, he's got an advantage when he comes in the door where people played against me. I don't really know what he does, don't know what he likes to do, don't know how he likes to build up. So people have had more time to watch Slot now. And like I say, watch Gravenberch and watch how we build up and watch those kind of things. So that'll come into it as well. They'll know our game plan, so teams will be able to prepare a little better for us as well. So, you know, we're not able to catch teams out with what we're doing maybe because they've had loads of videos of us now. They can all watch 10 videos of Slots Liverpool. Right. That's a lot of research. And so I think if you add that to the level of the teams that we're playing going up, that would probably be my accounting for
it. Am I right in what I heard about Ibu? That Ibu's okay and we'll be able to play against Leverkusen?
Yeah.
I'll go. I have a little update on that. Well, before the preview of our Leverkusen game, I'll bring up that as well. Because he did bring out a little bit of a he dropped a tweet, you know. Ibu is a special player. He's a special guy.
Yeah, that was worried me because he's been one of the main reasons, like the high point, of the season. Him and Virgil playing together, week in, week out.
Yeah. He was trained today, and Slot said he's available. Yes, he is. Ibu said he's available. So that's the bottom line is like what Ibu says, you know, too. When it comes to any of these players, it's whether they feel they're available or ready to play, because you don't want someone going out there second guessing and questioning their fitness. Certainly.
I'm sure he's enjoyed it himself, Ibu, this season. You know, he's been fit, hasn't he? I mean, we're not nearly at Christmas, but we're getting towards Christmas, and he's been in the team constantly, so he must be enjoying it himself, mustn't he? You know, to have a long run unbroken, like.
Yeah. I was also going to let me bring this up too, because the Irishman has a channel that we all want to support, by the way. Definitely catch shows, definitely.
Nice one.
It's like the Godfather. Just when they say you're out, they pull you back in. Soon enough, we'll be playing fantasy football again or something like that. Watch out!
Yeah, if anybody's out there that just wants to subscribe, it just means that if 12 Man isn't around, or if it's super early in the day when he's in bed in America, we can do a couple of shows the odd time, and you can follow us then and go on to the evening show. But just just sort of, like I say, for times when we're not going to be on here due to time zone shit, I'll be doing the odd show here and there. No, there's not going to be any daily stuff, but just keep notifications on for the odd time when there's nothing happening on here on the main channel. We might be doing something over there, myself, JK, Lee, anybody, a little bit more relaxed, maybe not relaxed, unprofessional, a little bit more unprofessional.
Uncensored. How about uncensored? Unfiltered.
Incidentally,
unprepared would be the best.
Unprepared, unfiltered, uncensored, anything.
You know, we were talking about Ibu, like it being good. Gomez did have a good game when he come on, didn't he?
Shout out to Joey G. I
Yeah,
know Monte's happy to hear that
a lot
one.
of people mentioned it. Yeah, he was really good when he came on.
So yeah, we're gonna go into these reviews, ratings and reviews real quick. We're gonna try to knock out the normally say the reviews for the end, but we're gonna try to get through these reviews ratings really quickly so that we can get into some really good talk about this preview of this upcoming game. And also I wanted to talk about news, and especially wanted to talk about the state of the league currently considering. Let's I would say we could get right into it if you guys are willing. Let's just rock and roll. So I'm going to bring this up here. Sure, ready to go. And
sorry, Daniel.
Big up to everyone joining us, by the way. Edward, yeah, Red for Life, Edward, Nalante, Trap Joe, Hylor. Definitely appreciate the fact that you guys got your notification bell on set on the dial, despite the fact that I know YouTube sometimes, maybe it's because we're unlike other channels and we tend to go 2, 3, if not 4 hour long episodes, and they're just trying to keep it to the more traditional, hour long segments show and stuff like that. Well, hey, we enjoy the company of all of you out there.
Yeah.
Was that right?
You ain't going to get no hour-long clipped, edited nonsense here. We're here to
no.
Yeah, we're only getting going after an hour. But yeah, look, sorry, I was going to say apologize. I was going to apologize to people who aren't here yet, which is kind of pointless, really, isn't it? But anybody did come in late, we're going to bang through the ratings. I know people like them, but we're going to, like you say, we're going to do it a bit differently tonight. We're going to probably, a few people probably come in and go, "Oh, I missed the ratings," but it's going to be a bit more quick fire.
Quick fire. So we can keep it all. So we can do the review. We can do the preview. RP show here. RP review and preview show. So we are ready to rock and roll. And I wanted to start off with Kelleher. We can still drop stats if you guys need them. By the way, we still drop stats if you need them. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get into the players' ratings. And with Kelleher, what did you have Kelleher rated at? We were fortunate we were able to watch the game together. So I know that their reactions, we all know each other's reactions to a lot of the play that we got to see. Irishman, what did you have for Kelleher? I'll let you start with your countryman.
I'll just give him 70.
70? Okay.
So, yeah. Start with a 70. Couldn't do it with that goal.
Yeah. Lee, what'd you have for Kelleher?
I'll give him the same. I'll give him exactly the same, 70.
70. Well, funny has it, I had him at 72. Bonkers had him at a 70 as well. Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. We're all on the same wavelength. I like it, people. I like it. Definitely.
Timestamp it. 04/11/2024. 1917. The last time they all agreed.
Yeah. Red for Life had him at 72. Oh, big up to Daryl. Big up. I hope that you're well, Daryl. Definitely. Always in our hearts, thoughts and prayers, definitely, Daryl. I know Daryl's been going through some tough times, but we appreciate you, Daryl, and hope that you're well.
Very much so.
Join in on our ratings too. Hopefully you got to see the game, Daryl. Bird at 72, 27. I got you. Trap Joe had him as his man of the match if it wasn't for Gomez or for Salah. Okay. All right. I got you, Trap Joe. So that's a strong shout. Let's go with Verge next. Let's go with Virgil. What was your rating for Virgil? We'll start with Lee this time. Lee, what was your rating for Verge?
Virgil, I'll give him a 7.4.
74? Okay, 74. Yeah. Big up Bernie in the house. One of our red jewels in the house, definitely.
Bernie. I had Daddle as well.
75 from Red for Life. All right. Everyone had Kelleher at a 70. That's wild. That is wild that all of us are on the same page here. That's great. Bonkers of a 75. Okay. What'd you have for our captain, Brian?
70 as well. 70. It was a good game. Okay. Yeah, solid enough game. 70.
Okay. 75 from Red for Life. 75 from Bonkers. Definitely, Daryl. Much love.
Yeah.
What was we were with Virgil. Let's see. Any other ratings in the chat for Verge? 2 to 75s. We got 2. Lee, you gave him a 70, you said? No, you said 74.
74, yeah. For Virgil, yeah.
Bernie would go 75. All right. I was going to split the difference. I had him at a 72. You can bump him up to a 73. How about that? Give him an extra
good number.
Bonus.
Yeah,
bonus point. Yeah, bonus point for being the captain. Let's go on then to Ibu. Good news too. I'll bring up more of the specifics later on or after we're done the ratings, but it is good news to see that Ibu is going to be
so.
yeah, that Ibu left us in the what was it? I'm gonna say it was he left us in at halftime. Like 45 minutes he got to play. But looks like he's going to be joining us again. He's reportedly back on the training pitch, which is great to hear. What would you have rated Ibu? Surely that's not for Ibu. 55.
It's hard, and it's hard when only have one off. And we worked great in that off. That's a tough one, though.
Well,
yeah.
And you're only rating for half. For
half a game.
And it wasn't like he went off because of bad play. He went off because of injury.
For half a game, you can't really get very high marks, can you, for 45 minutes?
Yeah. I got your rating, Daryl.
Especially for a centre back. Say you were given a striker. How much he's not sub anyway. He just got subbed. I would say like 6.7.
Okay, 67. Okay.
Yeah, because he was just going along quite steady-ish in the first half.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about for you, Brian?
Well, yeah, it's only a half an hour. We were our own, not half.
I got
only
you.
A half a game. So
I just saw Bonkers' response too.
Well, yeah, like they were kind of, they were well on top for that half. So can't be any more really than like 58.
Oh, okay. Oh, I feel weird now. I rated him way higher than that, but okay. 65, 55. All right, I'm going to have to bring the 74 down to like a 68, maybe 67. Say, 67. 67. Let's go 67. Because 64 from Darrow, 60. Yeah, all right. I'll take a quick look at what he did. I know it was the first half that was kind of, what it was. I don't think he was a direct result of the goal. Did get 2 shots in this game, 3 clearances, 1 tackle, 35 touches, was 93% for his passing. 1 out of 1 for ground duels, 1 out of 2 for aerial duels. Lost the ball 3 times, and again had his shot blocked twice. But did create a big chance miss. Excuse me. Did create a chance that was a miss. Excuse me. So he must have a good header that she just scored on. But okay, 67 it is, people. I got you. How about for Simicast? I don't know. Does anyone know who they gave the match man of the match to? By the way, Do you know?
good question. No.
I don't know.
You don't. So if anyone in the chat knows, you can tell us who got the man of the match. I don't know if it was Simicast or not. I know that on my little stat provider, they gave him man of the match. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he got the official man of the match.
Yeah, be nice if he did. You know what I mean? Because it's not like a surprise. Like you wouldn't naturally assume he would get a man of the match. Like, would you? So it'd be nice for him if he did.
Yeah. I would think possibly Salah too. Bonkers just came out with this thing. Bernie, Bonkers said 89 for Simi. Okay, but yeah, I agree with you, Bernie. Probably most likely would be Mo. We watched the American broadcast, so I don't know who got. Normally, the person that gets interviewed at the end of the segment is the person that ends up getting it, or at least one of them. Sometimes they have two people that they interview, and they make the other guy give them the award.
They usually film it. Yeah, they usually film the thing. I didn't see that, to be honest, but I remember you saying it was Simi. So
yeah.
I would give him. I thought he had a good game. I would give him 75%.
Okay. All right. How about for you, Lee? What was your score again?
I'd give him 77.
77, 75, 77. Okay.
Just a tiny,
I'm definitely feeling the admiration of the weekend, apparently, because some of these scores are starting to go up for me. I had them high. I had them more like on the lines of what closer, not an 89, but I had them definitely closer to what Bonkers had them. Because Bonkers had them at 89, 75 from Bernie, 80, won all of his duels, 7 tackles, 91% passing accuracy. Trap Joe had him at 80. Yeah, he has some great stats, to be honest with you. He did have a shot, which was you don't see that too often, but he did have a shot on goal that was saved. But 90 minutes played, he had 7 tackles. He had 80 touches, 91% passing. So it's 49 out of 54 for his passing. 3 key passes, 2 out of 7 for his crosses, 3 out of 5 for his long balls. Created 2 big chances. Was 8 for 8 for his ground duels. That's something that I will definitely, give a tip of my hat to for Simicast stepping up when we've all spoken on it. Robbo definitely has it, has a better track record when it comes to his defense as opposed to Simicast, but hey.
Yeah, we needed him and he was there. You know what I mean? It's a squad game. We needed him and he was there.
8 out of 8 for ground duels and 1 out of 1 for aerial duels. Lost the ball 11 times, but yeah. It was
he did a few bits of noticeably determined defending. Can't remember who it was attacking him on the line, on the goal line, out wide, and he just got in front of him, bustled his way in front of him. I was like, go on, lads, get in there, make that ball yours.
Get in there.
He gives it his all, doesn't he? He gives it his all.
Yeah. Big up, Max. Welcome. Definitely. We just started rating, so and you haven't missed much. So you only missed just the defense portion of our team. So now we're gonna get into our offensive portion because I gave Simi. I'm gonna stick with the rating I gave him. I know it might be a little high, but it's worth it. After hearing those stats, you got to bump him up a couple points, right? 8 out of 8 for ground duels. Do you think he would ever say that Simicast would be involved in 8 ground duels and be 8 for ground duels, and then throw in an aerial duel one as well? Yeah, I know I didn't think that. So, and I like the fact that he's doing it. So big up to the Greek Scouser. Let me make sure bring this into. Let's see. Let's move on to. We still have Trent to do, by the way. That's right, because I did center backs and I put the full backs together.
Yep.
On the other side, we had Trent Alexander-Arnold. Look, I want to say this right now. it's going to be tough times for a lot of us to get through with Trent and the continuous discussion about his contract and the uncertainty of whether he will stay or will he or whether he'll stay or whether he'll go. And I'm not trying to sing the Clash song. So I will say that please, let's not do revisionary history when it comes to Trent. Let's continue to support this player, continue to hope that he continues to push for, big things for his beloved Liverpool. And I'm saying that now because there has been certainly some wild takes when it comes to Trent Alexander-Arnold and the uncertainty that is involved with him, unfortunately, that have been, I think, slightly affecting people's perception of what he's bringing to the table for us.
I don't think it's affecting him on the pitch, and it doesn't affect me, you know what I mean, when he's on the pitch, just like when we're not playing, you hear talk about him, maybe stay, maybe go, but when he's on the pitch, like, you know what I mean, it's a different matter, isn't it? I'm not watching him thinking, oh, he's playing for a move, or he's not putting his foot in properly, he's playing the way he always plays.
Right.
I mean, he's our vice captain. If it happens, it happens. Just got to wait and see, haven't we? I don't think it's affecting him, really. Not so far, anyway. I haven't noticed it.
Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. I know how much I do love to watch other commentators or content creators out there, especially when they're Reds content creators. I definitely tend to watch their presentations because I'd like to support. You know how it is. I believe in supporting all Reds, and even if I don't necessarily completely agree with their perspectives or points, I like to at least have a more positive, if not a more balanced idea.
Yeah. I don't think it's untrue to say that because we're top of the league, we're likely to get a lot of stuff about Trent, like, you know what I mean? We would have anyway, but because we're top of the league, there's, certain parts of the media that delighted saying, oh, he's definitely going to leave, he doesn't want to stay there. And same with Bo and Virgil, maybe not as much, like, but, there's a little bit of that, isn't there, in the media, going on about it too much.
Yeah. Very true. Well, Trent, what are we gonna rate Trent at, Lee? You can start off. What's your rating for Trent?
I'll give him 71.
71? Okay.
Yeah.
How about for you, Bri?
Yeah, I'll give him 60.
Oh, okay. Big up John Conway, by the way. Big up John Conway in the house.
Hi, John.
Good to see you. I guess after my speech, you obviously know I was going to give him a decent rating, but I gave him a 76. What's the chat saying for Trent?
Oh, lots of different 67. It's the most recent, but different 69, 66.
Dang, come on. I told you guys the record that he broke yesterday, right? I think we spoke, right? Didn't we speak? I spoke on it. The record that we spoke on. The fact that
you did, yeah.
It's
still, I can't say any more. Just 3 for Trent. That's it.
I see the 67. I see John gave him a 76.
Oh, there's yeah.
I'm only saying, Ryan, I thought he had a solid performance was this reasoning. His offense wasn't to the level that we have come to accept and expect. I get that. And I know some people hold players, especially him, to such a high standard that if he's not performing at that high standard, they rate him as appropriately towards that. As in, if he's not performing, if he's not giving off 2, 3, 4 different big chances, and he's not, doesn't have incredible passes here and there, then they'll rate him considerably low. And that's a shame because he did have still a considerable.
I'm not expecting that from him this year, though.
Okay.
That's the thing.
I'm not speaking for everyone. I'm not speaking for everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Yeah. But we'll. I suppose we can chat about more before Leverkusen.
I know. I see Trent got a 60 from Red for Life. I see that 67. I mean, because that's what I'm saying. Like 67 from Max, 76 from John, 60 from. Can I just give you some of these numbers? And this is a player that has made a true declaration towards improving on the one particular part of his game that I'm not going to say everyone, a good number of people use as their starting sentence when it hits when talking about our number 66. And he has made a declaration towards being dialed in and devoted towards playing defense. He's not playing inverted really much anymore. If anything, every once in a while he's been inverted, but primarily as a right back. And the reason why I wanted to just give these numbers is because Trent in 90 minutes had 2 clearances, 2 interceptions, 9 tackles, he was drilled past 3 times, but had 77 touches, 65% of his passing. That's why I said his offensive numbers weren't as great or as good as he is, but he's always trying to make, Hollywood passes all the time. So you're going to have a low accuracy rate sometimes, or normally when you're trying to do those kinds of things. But he had 2 key passes. Again, with his passing, is 1 out of 6 for his crosses, 3 out of 6 for his, or 3 out of 8, for his long balls, but had 1 big chance created. This is where it gets interesting, though. He was 12 for 16 for his ground duels. 12 for 16 for his ground duels. Now, that is really something for a player that, is often put as can't play defense. I just think that I think he's and he wasn't going against chopped liver or something like that out there. I mean, Matoma is a talented player and someone that could put a lot of people on skates. So, but that's why I was trying to make
tricky customer Matoma.
Yeah. But his passing.
So much for our quick fire ratings.
I know. Quick fire rating. I'm going to get back to it. I get back to quick fires. So 76, I'll bring it down to a 73. I'll bring it down 4 points. So, how about for Macca then? I wanted this to make sure. I saw some of the comments. That's why I was going on a little bit. Sorry about that. How about for Macca? Got a yellow card yesterday. A little bit off it, a little bit, maybe. Some people.
I'll give him 68.
68? Okay.
Yeah.
Bonkers
gave him a 60. How about for you, Irishman?
I'd be around where the boys are as well. That was not his best game at all. I'm just worried about all these knocks he's taken, all the amount of punishment he's getting. He's so I said 62, low 60, 62, yeah.
Okay. John Conway gave him a 60. Yeah, okay. I see where this is going. So we will stay there like that and give him a 60.
63.
I saw, Macca got a 63 from Bernie. Got you. 65. Oh, wow. It's going up. It's like the Dow Jones up here. It's good. You really, Bonkers? That'd be interesting. Red game was 60. He is taking a beating. Hope he has some good physio. Yeah. They were mentioning that too, by the way. They went in on that on ESPN FC. They went in about they noticed what you've been noticing, Brian, which is that he's been taking a lot of knocks.
Buddy, crash test dummy is what he looks like. You don't even need to look. You just know it's, someone got a massive whack. Yep, that's McAllister.
Yep. How about for Grava? Lee, start us off with Grabber.
Okay, I'll go 7.1.
Okay. Brian?
Yeah, kind of tactically outdone in the first half, but again, not his best game. Higher than 68. I'll call it 70.
70? Okay. Excuse me, I sneezed. Sorry about that.
Bless you.
Gravenberg, 80. Oh, thank you.
73.
73 from John. 74 from Bernie. Okay. Bonkers had him high. All right. I'll knock him up a couple points. I'll knock him up to like a 72. 72. I had him originally at a 70, but I'll put him at a 72. That sounds fair. Everyone's giving him like low 70s. What about for this guy's been much maligned? Again, I appreciate Dom for what he brings to the team, but had an okay game yesterday. What would you have graded Dom at? Brian, we can start off with you this time.
Oh, Vidal Szoboszlai. Not but a haircut.
Nothing but a haircut. Who said that?
I did just there. I just never I just thought Vidal Szoboszlai. Why has no one done that yet? No, like
no one has. I've heard that one before. That was a good one.
Jeez. I thought he was okay actually, wasn't he? I mean,
yeah.
I thought he did okay. I'm convinced he's a player that's just playing within himself. He just needs to let himself free, you know. I don't know, man. It's hard to. Yeah, he was okay, you know. He was just okay. He was fine. So, same as Gravenberg, I suppose, but then a tiny bit less because he didn't know what to do. Yeah, so 68. 68.
You gotta. Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't give him an extra point for his tackle, but okay.
No, he is. He's getting that. Like that was
the tackle that you love. The tackle that
that's my feel good moment. That's my feel good moment. But yeah, like these are like because like you were thinking like that I was low on Trent, but the gap between what I gave Trent and you gave and I gave Simi is exactly the same as what you gave. The gap between what you gave Trent and you get. So we're basically giving the same scores. It's just mine are lower because I'm a grumpy person apparently. So,
all right, Lee, what would you give Dom?
Dominic, I would give like a 66.
66. Okay. Okay. I think.
Give Ryan the most in midfield, but Macca's mark was similar to this. Like Macca's was slightly better.
So yeah, I saw Bonkers game a 65, 73 from Bernie, a 70 from John. 66 from Red for Life. Okay, I'll keep it then. A couple of 70s. I was going to pull it up to be at least a 70, but looks like we are not going to get over that threshold. What's Bernie ready? Bernie's got a question for you in the chat too, by the way, Lee, just in case. Salah, game winner. Winner, chicken dinner, right?
Can he eat chicken? I'm sure he can. He's cool with chicken. Everyone's cool with chicken, right?
So he can eat chicken.
There's nobody who doesn't eat chicken. Unless, well, you know, unless you're whatever vegetarian.
Yeah, I think it's still it might be allowed, but like it's you can eat chicken. Chicken's okay.
Excuse me. I mean, very quiet, very subdued, right? But then he does that.
Yep.
Which is why you get paid the money.
Right. Maybe it's like the rope-a-dope. He's doing like the thing. If you saw it, I have a clip, but I don't know if I'd be able to play it because it's a clip, but it's segmented pieces of the game, but it was done by someone. I don't think it was done by their phone, so I don't know if I can play it for you or not. But they showed all of Brighton was fouling the heck out of Salah. And I'm not talking about like little fouls. They were like really going at it.
That Hinchelwood guy is a big lad. I think he went in on him. I think it's him anyway. Or it might have been one of the Iari guy as well that Lee was getting very annoyed.
I thought it was more a stupid.
Yeah, he's on the left as well over that Hinchelwood guy. Momo could have chair on the pitch for 85 minutes and do nothing and then play 5 minutes to score. That's why he's on the pitch. That's the thing. Yeah, that's it, Bernie. I mean, we say that it's that's what he does, but we could have. You can kind of do with that, and none of other guys, maybe Gakpo, looked like they were capable of coming up with that. And Mo does it every single week. Okay, look, not a vintage performance, but that's one of his. That's one of his better goals. I think it's such because it's such late stage.
That's probably his best goal of the year so far of the season.
Definitely, like pure. It's like describe a perfect Mo Salah goal. That
was it. It was like a signature goal. It was like a signature move, signature goal.
Yeah.
All the pieces that just make you like say that's Mo Salah. That's the king.
Into the cop, game winning goal. The whole lot. So 80. I'll go give 80 for that. Yeah.
80, 79. That's the thing too. Didn't have the grades of game, but had a great moment. I think it's the best way to put it.
Poor game, probably. A poor.
Yeah, was it a pretty anonymous game before the goal?
But like Todd was saying, they did a bit of a job on him.
He should have scored probably twice in this game, to tell you the truth. He should have had a brace.
You can say that about every game, though, can't you, Mo? He should have at least won in every game he plays. When you look at it that way, he has at least one huge chance. But this year, he is relentless. He's absolutely relentless.
It's a tough game to single out any one player, getting specifically high marks and praise because we got over the line, we got the victory, but it wasn't a stellar performance, was it?
Yeah.
Nobody really shone, did they, in any position on the pitch, defense, attack, or midfield.
That's a great shout there from Red for Life. It's the noise when the ball left his foot was outrageous. I watched it dozens of times and turned up the volume. It's incredible. I would imagine being in the cop for that because you can see it all the way.
Absolutely.
It's bending towards you. Perfect place to see that goal. Right in the middle of the cop, watching that all the way as it leaves his foot. You know it's in. Because as soon as it leaves his foot, that's in.
Yeah.
In. Game over. You time to turn around.
I'll tell you something too, real quick. I'll settle with a 75 for Salah. One quick thing I wanted to say is that goal was so obviously important, but that goal was such a great goal that his celebration was just to just stare out into the cop and just watch everyone enjoy, go crazy in front of him. That must be an amazing, absolutely incredible.
Oh, that's like a drug. That's cocaine times 1,000. That's pure natural.
Incredible rush, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
I'd imagine. So I've heard. I've heard.
Right, exactly. Make sure you emphasize
Don't
that.
do drugs, kids.
Definitely, never. And also, I just wanted to add, the players around him celebrate that goal as if they had scored it themselves. That's how much of a radiance that goal was. It was like he was. You could see he was in his moment. He was just like there were a couple people tried to come up and give him a hug or give him a.
I want to see a few more of them in the coming months.
He was just still just in his moment. So you saw Darwin celebrating, you saw Curtis celebrating, like you saw all these people celebrating.
No, he got it just right, didn't he? He got it just right, and hopefully that'll spare him on to repeat it, in coming fixtures.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Moving on to Darwin. Darwin was going nuts on that goal. He was going absolutely bonkers on that. It was almost as if he had scored the goal himself again. And Darwin did have a great chance. Darwin had possibly our best chance in the first half, by the way. Decent save. Didn't have to make the goalkeeper was pretty much in the right position for the shot. So it wasn't like he had to make too much of it. But it was a good shot. It was a good attempt. And he had to create it on his own, by the way. He had to create that shot on his own. It wasn't like he was on coming off.
The best part of it, wasn't it? The best part of it was the way he created it for himself.
Yeah.
Flick over the defender in midfield, spins him, turns, one touch into the area, lines it up. Like you said, that was it right at the end. Higher or lower, it goes in. But like it was just looking back, and it was perfect height for the keeper. That was the only thing right. It had all the bend. It was perfect connection.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
If he scores
that's one of the goals of the season, it's in. A bit lower, it's in.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just.
Yep. It was just like it was already like chest high, so it was like easy. It was easy to see.
If he managed to finish that, it definitely would have been a contender for goal of the season, wouldn't it? It would have looked beautiful if he'd have finished it as well.
Because they'd be showing the flick then, because they didn't show the flick once after that. They showed the shot in the replay, but they didn't show the way he beat the guy, which was way more cool. Yeah, it's like he flicked it over a guy's head and spun him.
I was disappointed with that.
Yeah, no, they didn't show it once on the replay.
D Weezy. Wow,
these
are high scores for Darwin and okay.
Or are they going 75, 73?
I'm only saying high scores because yeah, I mean, he didn't score, but there's people respecting the work rate, respecting the fact that he's bringing the energy, and he does. And in his game, he's been asked to change his game somewhat, to modify his game somewhat. So I had 73. What were your ratings on Darwizzy, Irishman?
65. I thought he went like he did that, and I thought he was on for a good game, but he didn't have a huge game after that. And considering the scores I've given other people.
Okay.
65 is about right. But yeah, did well. They did, played his part.
How about for you, Lee?
Yeah. I will give him 71.
71. Okay.
Yeah. It's nudged up or flicked up slightly by his flick. Some of that is his flick.
Like, I'm not out here giving him 40s or anything,
No. I'm sure that's for another day.
Oh yeah, you got to keep them for when they matter.
Yeah.
Just right in the middle. Like Lee said, I didn't think anybody should be getting huge scores in this game.
I don't think anyone should get terrible scores. I don't think anyone should get
exactly. They're all kind of in the middle. And Salah did a good thing with a goal, and someone else did a good thing here or there, but pretty much all a bit, not great.
How about for Cody then? What was your rating for Cody, Brian?
110.
There you go.
No, great to get.
Got a fluky goal. That was the guy admit that was like a little bit of a fluky goal.
Oh yeah, it was lovely to see, because you do see them. You see that goal at least twice a season, every season. It's cross that's put in. The goalkeeper thinks the defender's going for it. The defender isn't for it, and it just ends up going in.
And it goes in, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. It's one of those things where
I've never seen that before.
It's a cross that like is on target, but as a shot technically, but it's not a shot. It's a cross. The player he's crossing it to doesn't get it, but the goalkeeper thinks that he will. So he's set up for.
It's not like an outrageous fluke, is it? It's just something that happens. Like
next thing you know, it's in the back of the net, and everyone's going.
Next thing you know, it's in the back of the net.
Oh, was it an OG? Did Darwin get it? The first time I said that's Cody. And a couple of people were thinking, oh, was it Darwin? Or then it was like they're checking this, checking that. I was like, guaranteed, that's Cody. Just went straight in, never deviated.
It was a lovely goal, by the way. So he deserves a goal.
You see, that's the thing about it. It's so good that the goalkeeper is just that split second of being bamboozled. Oh, it's past you.
Yeah,
but he did well to get this not did well to get the start. He deserved to be starting. It then wasn't his best game, but one thing we haven't mentioned, like, is basically a lot of this was down to how well Brighton played. So it took us a long time to get into that game.
Yeah, you have to give respect for that.
Yeah, it took us a while to get into that game. And no, he didn't pop up and score 2 like I was hoping he would, or whatever like that. But still, I don't think he let anyone down. But yeah, you could bring up his stats if you want. You'd be interested to see how he actually.
His stats actually are pretty good, actually. Obviously, had the goal.
I say, I'm going to give him a 70. I say I'm going to give him a 70, so I'm not being changed by the stats. But I'll give him a 70. But I'd be interested to see.
What I was going to say is 1 out of 4 for his crosses. I guess this one. I guess that gets marked as a shot. It's not going to get marked as a cross, even though it was a cross. But
yeah, that's one of those.
Yeah, he had a shot on target, shot off target, shot blocked. Was 1 for 1 for his dribble attempts, 3 out of 4 for his ground duels, 0 for 1 for his aerial duels.
That was pretty outrageous. Actually, do you remember that dribble? That was pretty outrageous. Do you remember that one?
Mm-hmm.
He did something. Yeah, that was a good dribble. I know it was only 1 for 1, but it was a nice one.
But it was a considerably nice.
Very fancy.
Yeah. 1 tackle and had 1 clearance. Was fouled once and was and had 1 foul. Lost the ball 8 times. So, okay, I think the reason why his numbers, his rating was high, or at least higher on here, was because of the goal that he scored. But I have him at I'm going to give him, since 80, 75, 76. Let's drop him in at a 75. Would be good with the people out there. That's going to bring us to the subs.
Let's change it up. Let's change it up and let the chat do the subs. Let's change it up. We'll let the chat do the subs.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Don't mind that. Let me see if I can get these in. Let me make sure I bring them in correctly in when they did appear. But because Joe Gomez did come in, but I think I have up next is.
I don't think I give me mark for Cody, so I'm going to give Cody a. 7.3 because his pivotal equaliser was exactly that, pivotal. If we'd have went on much longer at 0-1, it might not have got level. So because he got us back in the game, I'll give him the highest mark of everyone, 7.3 or 73.
Okay.
So that makes him the man of the match at my point. But like I said, it wasn't one of them games, was it, where anyone stood out, any one player?
Surely. Bradley is a sub, but we're not going to rate Bradley, by the way, even though he did contribute here or there. He got in after the 90th minute, so that's why I'm not going to have him as a. I have him on here, but I don't have I'm not going to have him as a rating. But I have Lucho as our first participant. I have Lucho, and then I have Curtis as being our next participant. And then I have, even though I do understand that Joe came in at halftime, I do have right now, let's just go Lucho, then we'll go Curtis, and then we'll go to Joe Gomez. So I know all you guys gave Gomez's one. I mean, if you guys
Lucho, 78 for Bernie.
I think everyone did. Everyone's doing Gomez. Give me a second. Let me bring Gomez.
Okay.
Let me bring Gomez up. Give me 1 second. I will bring Gomez up first then.
Yeah. So it's up to you guys in the chat. Chat or doing the subs.
It's up to you. You guys rate the subs. 75. We'll take the average. We'll take the whatever it is the closest average. So Bonkers gave him 75. John gave us 76. Bonkers 81. Oh wait, that's fault. 75 for Hackbo. You gave him 81. Bernie gave him a 78.
Yeah, okay. It's 281s. It's 281s for Gomez, an 80 and a 78.
Okay.
So far.
I think that's a solid 80.
Okay.
Definitely.
Contact
Joey
Bernadette
G.
Farrow, Joey, if you're not happy.
How about for so now let's speak on Lucho. Got in at the 66 minute, I think it is, or 66 minute. What were you saying about Lucho? I thought Lucho had an okay game, but I mean, it was, nothing spectacular.
Seemed to
73.
play in every forward position, didn't he?
Yeah,
seemed to be
and
on
that's
the
why it
left,
was
on
that's
the
why it
right,
was
in the
different.
middle.
Rolling, wasn't it? He was not rolling
Yep.
around the forward positions when he come on.
Lucho was
I
like
mean,
his name could have been Waldo, because it's like, where's Waldo type thing. And that he was all over the pitch. It's just a matter of trying to find him on the pitch.
because it was, because it's Jones and Diaz for Dom and McAllister, and I was like, right, okay. So it's Jones for Mac. Let's just say it's that. Okay, so what do we do now? So Diaz is in the 10, is he? Or is Diaz going to go on the left? He's going to. And it turned out he came on, pretty much did all of it. So I'm not even sure exactly what his specified role was. What he was supposed to be doing. But
I see Bonker 73, 70 from Red for Life, 74 from John Conway, 70 from Diaz from Bernie. Okay, I'll put it in the middle and drop it in as a 72.
Yeah, I was going to say 72 would sound about right there.
And next on that list was someone that has interestingly, I wouldn't say is divisive support, but has had some of their, some people that aren't necessarily high fans of this player, thinking that he might not be Liverpool level. I am not one of those, because I think he's an exceptional player. Plus, is someone that brings a commitment to getting better all the time, and that is Cujo, the other Scouser in the team, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are we giving Cujo, people? Okay, 80. Okay. That's recognizing. Big up, Luca. Good to see you. Let's see. 78 from Bonkers. Okay. 81 from John. 74 from Bernie. Oh, appreciate it, Luca. Appreciate that. I'll be sure to if you have a channel of your own, I'll be sure to subscribe as well. I'll definitely check you out. Unless I might be already subscribed. Maybe that's how you found me. Yeah, Red for Life. That was good. That is good. I saw a clip of that too, about someone making the point about how, like he says, he holds on to the ball too long. He released both passes for the goal perfectly at the perfect time. I did see that too. Definitely.
This could be a very big season for Curtis. Like, things keep on going well for the team as a whole, like the squad as a whole. And this could be a massive season for Curtis. Could be the season that makes him.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at. All right, so. Oh, I know Bernie is not. I know she's not trying to bring down the score, but I will say a 79. Let's say a 79.
The only thing I'll quickly say about the holds on to the ball too long thing, that was a problem he had. That was a problem he genuinely had for a long time coming up. I noticed that people who, especially Jack from Anfield Road TV. He said that's just it. He said, I've seen this guy 100 times, and the amount of times where it's just release it, and he wouldn't do it. And that's no one's ever said that. That's like I know it's like he has a missing arm or something. You know, he can change that. You know, he has grown out of that. I think it's the lazier people now that are nice one, John. That are still saying it. Yeah, they're still saying it, but that genuinely was not a problem that he had, but that was one of the things in his game that he needed to kind of iron out, was quickening up the play.
The one for Mo's goal was released perfectly. It's perfect.
You can learn to do that. It's not you can. He still does it every game. I just think that's people don't want this. Oh yeah, people used to always say that about him, so they still just say it now. I think that's really, but it was one of the releases. CJ, it was a saying too. Yeah, you can't lie, but it's it was a thing. You know, that was it.
He's got everything he needs in his game to be a really, really good and a key player for us in the coming season.
What's his? Well, I will talk about it later. We'll get on to Connor Bradley.
This is our last player. This is our last player. Endo's our last player that we're going to rate. I just showed Connor Bradley because, yes, he did get in the 91st minute for Salah. For Salah. But, yeah. How about for Endo? What are we rating Endo? And
I can say on Endo that I was made up to see him, like, because as soon as we scored, I thought, get him on. And he did. It was a good move to bring him on.
For another player, again, that has been said that, he's got no place in this team. He's just, he's a passerby. Slot doesn't rate him, doesn't appreciate him, blah, 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 blah.
I never mind saying that when you're trying to hold on to him and win. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Straight away.
Exactly. I think Slot does admire his professionalism and the fact that he knows he'll go out there with a purpose and get the job done. 76, 73. Okay.
High scores for a short time.
Yeah, it is.
Played a big part in securing the points, didn't he?
Yeah.
So, are we doing the manager? Or are we rating the manager?
Yes, we're going to do the manager. I'll bring in Nalante as well. Pick up Nalante. How are you?
Yeah, big up 12. Lee, Bri, chat, as always, Bri. Lee, always chat. Good evening to you, ladies and gentlemen. 12, man, what's going on, man? I wanted to do this, the ratings, man. Forgot about me.
Oh, I like your picture. Nice.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah. That's the
old school one. That's the first one you used.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know why, because you know what it is. A friend of mine got me onto well, I don't know I can see actually. He got me onto something.
Yeah.
He got me onto something on YouTube, like a site where you can watch YouTube without adverts. Well, we'll discuss.
I don't know anything about that actually.
We'll discuss. We'll discuss.
Because you know how YouTube be doing.
Yeah.
Endo. Emperor Endo. I got you. Emperor Endo. Yes.
He's gone up to Emperor status now, has he?
Yes. Yes. Nipa Ichiban. Number one. Yes. So
okay. Mr.
We are to Arnie. What would you have rated Arnie Slot yesterday? Once again, showing that he has some measure of being able to figure out tactics and put him the right way that he needs to.
Mark him down, considering it was mission accomplished, isn't it? The first half was sketchy, though, wasn't it? First half was very sketchy, but he did the job. I don't know. What would go short? 75.
Okay. How about for you?
He was able to change it in the end and get the win. Like,
he definitely. Well, I mean, look, he was brave enough to not play favorites. Obviously, he was brave enough to bring in Simicast, start Simicast. He's brave enough to actually,
Four forwards, like, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Like,
take Salah off. He subbed Dom in the 66th minute, which is like an interesting sub, but he subbed him off. So how about for you, Irishman? And then we'll offer Lamante to get in the last vote.
It's going to have to be low because we were totally outplayed for a long time at home by a very young coach, much more inexperienced than him, who made our midfield look pretty much invisible and worryingly wide open for a long time. Yes, he adjusted, but you could play, if you wanted to, you could play devil's advocate and say it was a fluky-ish goal, a 1 in 10 goal, like any other time the keeper gets it or the defender heads it away or something like that, and a world-class finish from a world-class clutch game-changing player to save our bacon. You could play devil's advocate that way and say, when you look at it, he needed that. That had to happen to win us that game. He did try and change things. We did wrestle a bit more control without doubt in the second half, playing into the cop. So I don't think it's as impressive as it looked on the day. I think I would be more tactically and sort of managerially impressed by the other guy. And again, I think not saying Mo saved our bacon, but yeah, I actually don't think he deserves that high a score. So I'm going to give him a 60.
Okay. Thank you, Red Armchair Supporter. Thank you.
Yeah. Best
later, we might never have got back in it, right? Because it was fairly late on when we equalised, wasn't it? Like,
and it was bang bang 2 punchly. He scored in 4 or 5 minutes later. We were 2-1 up. It was like that. So that's got to be low for me because they dominated us. They for a good half an hour. They but just on that game alone, I think, not a super high mark.
Nolante, you want to get in the last word here? Because I got the ratings from. I'll announce what the chat put in as their ratings. I see all their ratings in there.
Yeah, very interesting. Shame 12. You could give me the heads up at the start. I would have liked to put my input, so to speak. Well, a certain play, but it's fine. We digress. It's gone now. You're up to slot. Brian. I think Brian does have a point, but I can't mark him too low because we won the game at the end of the day. The first half, again, is, you know what? What I would say is the last 2 to 3 games, we started slow in the first half. That's a little bit concerning. The first 20 to 30 minutes, which we need to fix up because we need to start controlling, dominating games. And but the second half, again, this is why I'm a press slot. Like I remember before, guys, I was saying, when we're doing the 1-0s, I was saying, I want to see slot how he reacts when we're behind, and he's been reacting. And you know what? I've got to give him credit. At the end of the day, this is what they paid for, the big bucks for, and the changes for me were all spot on. The players and the timing of the changes were all spot on, so I can't complain. We saw, like we said, we saw your, I don't know who's your number 1 guy out of Sobo and the Samurai Sword monster, they call Endo, but he came on not for 1 minute 60 seconds, but yeah. So in that hand, I got the subs was perfect, and he obviously told the players to wake up. So 75, man, 75. This win will stand slot in good stead.
Okay. 75. The chat had it. Bonkers had an 80. Ref for Life was 75. Ernie got a 80 from John. Red Armchair Supporter gave him an 80. Okay.
Yeah, you can only get out of it like now and then. You can't do that all the time, can you? We're gonna have to not be starting slow.
Yeah.
Like in future, because there'll be teams that we just can't pull it back against, like Man City, for instance, who are up. Even Leverkusen and Villa to a degree. Like, I mean, we've got Southampton in there, haven't we, amongst that? But there's a lot of hard games coming up, so we'll have to be on it from the fucking whistle, won't we, in them games?
Okay, so I guess the best score for him would be Let's give him a 78 as a score. And brings us to the best part of the show, which is man of the match. Man of the match, MOTM. Milante, who was your man of the match?
Oh, that's easy. My brother, my done, Mr. Joey Gomez.
Joey G.
Joey
Gotcha.
G. Yeah, it's either him or Simicast. He's got to be one of the two.
Okay. How about for you, Brian?
Yeah, sorry, I just reading Brian's. Yeah, well, that's what I'm just saying. I'm going on the overall position as well, giving it a 90. But yeah, what we saying? Oh, man of the match. Yeah, weren't great really that way. Yeah, I suppose Simicast. He played 90. You know, Joey's good, but he only got the 45. Simi was, you know, as good, and he did it for 90. So. Give it Simi.
Okay. How about for you, Lee?
I'd give it to Joe because come on, we were in a losing position and we ended up winning. Yeah, it wasn't a noticeable performance because we all seen Ibu go off and we all like, what shit ourselves, but we were like, oh no, because we were losing at the time, like, and we ended up winning. So yeah, I'll give it to Joe.
Okay. So 2 for Joe. I want to give it to Joey too, but I'll wait and see what the chat is saying here. Joey G.
To pick a player out, wasn't it? As being the standout player.
Yeah.
It's between those two for me. It's definitely between those two. No one else really. Everyone was too in and out and not great at their start. Yeah.
Be interesting to see if he starts against Leverkusen now, won't it? Irrespective of him being fine, it'll be interesting to see if he's played himself into the team for tomorrow.
Well, that is a good point, Lee. That's a good point. And I mean, again, you know what I'm going to say. I think it's obvious, but I don't know. We'll see what Slot does. I think he'll bring Ibu in, which I don't think it's no point to risk him if that's the case. But we'll see.
We shall see. Let's see. Joey G got from. So wait, we got 2 for Joey G, 1 for Simi, and we got 1 from John saying Joey G. So that's 3 for Joey. Bonkers had Simicast. Okay. Bernie has Mo. Okay.
I'm assuming Red Armchair means Simi when he says props to Simi or not, but
yeah,
I reckon it's Gomez at the moment. But it
at the moment, no, yeah, he means Simicast.
Oh yeah, Simi, yeah. So
it's 3 to 3 on Simicast and Joey. Okay. All right, guys aren't making it easy.
Who did you go with, Lee?
Gomez.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So next
stats wise, it would be Simicast. It would definitely be Simicast, but vibe wise, it was definitely Joey. I think Joey came in. All of us were on. We're thinking that we were about to see history right there, twice practically. We thought we were going to see history twice there.
No, I'm just giving it. It's not even on stats. I'm just giving it to Simi because one of them had a top game for 90, one had a top game for 45. So it feels unfair to give it to the guy, not give it to the guy who did it for 90. But yeah, if you wanted to, like if Joey had scored that goal,
everyone. Yeah. I think everyone can give. You can give anyone can give. You can give your man of the match to anyone. It does not have to be just that.
He's done himself no harm whatsoever with that performance. Like,
But I'm just still waiting for the chat's gone quiet. I'm just waiting for one more vote. Like next vote.
Oh no, I guess I'm gonna go with Joey G. It's 3-3.
Oh, are
so,
you giving it, Joe? Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna make. I haven't put my vote in, so I was
Oh,
counting
you didn't vote. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
I didn't vote
okay,
on
well,
it.
there you
I
go.
was originally going to say I thought Simicast was going to be the player who had lined up to be there, but okay, Robert just solidified it by bringing his Gomez vote. That's good. I'm glad to see Joey G get the player of the match. I hope that he sees this and understands that we appreciate you, Joey. We definitely do. And we're looking forward to that day when you do score.
Poor Simi.
Yeah, looking forward to
I
that.
hope Simi. He's gonna be like.
I know
It's all right.
Simicast already got a player of the match from us once. I think he got it from the Champions League game.
Yeah.
That he actually won. That he won man of the match for that too. So
He
it's all
did, yeah.
love. It's all love.
Yeah.
There was some other fun debuts. We talked about the fact that we are going to be playing Leverkusen in this big matchup at Anfield. It's the return of Alonso, and it's a manager that a lot of people wanted as our manager, me included. I would have loved to seen Alonso as the manager, but I'm happy that we have Slot as well. And it's also an opportunity to see what this coach does with rotation. And again, it's funny when you hear someone like if Simicast does get the start, that would be very interesting to see. I'll admit that. If Simicast gets to start in not only the weekend, obviously, but also the start in this game coming up tomorrow, that would be very, very big. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we are going to see Robbo get the start in that matchup. But we're also, again, we're going to see some other players possibly get an opportunity to get some starts, get some minutes. It's not just because you don't start in the weekend in the Premier League, but you start in Champions League. It's not like that's saying anything about the importance of what you bring or the importance of your contribution. Because I mean, like, both are very important for our pursuit of glory this year. So, we're going to have most of us definitely wondering if Curtis, for instance, maybe gets the start over Dominic, or considering Dom got the start, or maybe the reason why Dom got subbed out in the 66th minute is because he's going to get the start tomorrow. Do you guys have some perceptions on that by any chance?
Yeah.
He's not in the starting 11 at the moment, Curtis. But we've seen good performances from him this season. Like, as I said before, I think it could be a big season for him. As long as he's available this season, throughout the season, he's going to get plenty of games. And if we carry on the way we've been going, it'll be just at the right time for him.
Yeah. Big up Cedric, and big up to Robert, by the way. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, do you have any perceptions on what you expect to see from Coach when it comes to rotation for this weekend? Nolante, do you want to go? And then we can bring Brian in for his opinion.
Sure. I think out of the box thing, I think Endo's going to start. I think he's going to rest one of Gravenberch or McAllister. Because McAllister, he looks a bit leggy, to be honest. Remember, he's played a non-stop football. He played in the summer, so I think both of them. Yeah, I think he needs to start. One of them needs to be on the bench. They really do. I mean, this game we can rotate a bit.
McAllister doesn't look as good a physical specimen as Gravenberch or Szoboszlai. They look like all the time. McAllister doesn't look like a player who could play all the time. He looks like a player that you do have to rest sometimes, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think so, Lee. And with Sobo, again, I'm not going to beat the old Sobo drum because I think we've all done that to death. But if we're going to start a Curtis Jones and McAllister, I think they should swap positions. Let Jones drop deep and then let McAllister be the 10. Because I know McAllister, the same as last season, he played as a 6. He covered for a while. He done a decent job. We all know that's not his position, but he done a decent job. But I think at some point we have to think about unleashing him, or maybe Slot's happy with what he's doing and Elliot's not. So, but anyway, sorry, 12. So I think Endo will start.
Yeah.
And Robbo, yeah, I think so. I think right now, Robbo, he's just got a whole bench because Simi's in form, and I don't think Slot will be wise to disrupt it, unfortunately. So I think Robbo might start. And yeah, for whatever reason, not that I agree with, I think if Konati's fit, he'll start. If Konati's okay, he'll start, which I don't think it should be the case. I think let Gomez, let Joey continue his good form, but again, I think those are the changes that I think the main changes I think Slot would make in the team.
Okay. How about for you, Brian?
The way I read it, Simi played 90, so that means Robbo is going to play, but Simi had a great game. I think if it's a Wednesday, might be different. But then we wouldn't have played Saturday. I think the plan was to play Simi and then give Robbo the game because Simi played. And then I think the plan with Jones was Dom came off because he's going to play. That'd be the way I'd look at it. But maybe Simicast had a great game, good enough game. He thinks I might change it, or else he's going to stick to the plan. It would now be, does he have to reevaluate his position for the league? But we're only thinking about tomorrow. So I think Robbo, as good as Simi was, he's going to stick to the plan, as it were, and just play Robbo. Jones, no, I don't think he started. Like, this is one game. This is really one of the big ones, I think, in this group. This is one of the ones where I actually want
the strongest
game.
Team. Yep.
Yeah,
one of the strongest teams. Yep, easily.
Yeah, I don't want to mess around at all too much in this. I want to put out Keller, the standard back four, the middle three, Grav, Mac, Dom, then whoever did his job at the weekend. The left hand side is an issue. Probably start Diaz, Nunes up front, and Salah on the right. A real this one I'd be taking real seriously. I'm forgetting about everything else. Like this Leverkusen team. I think
Slot will himself. I think Slot will be thinking.
Yeah, I think he will too. These are really good. These are really, really good, and you don't want to mess around too much and get bet 4-0 or 4-1 at home because they turn it on because they can't. They're way more further down their line of progression and squad build and all of that. They know what they need to do. So I'd be putting the best. It's really the only question there is probably.
I've been looking at their results lately. Their results haven't been brilliant lately, have they? That's not to say that that's.
No, not like they were last season, but they're just like last season. They were getting results, as it were. They were getting late goals and things. They're just not getting that as much, but they're playing just as well.
Yeah. It will be a good matchup, won't it? Like, and really eager to see it.
No, that's understandable. But again, what I'm saying, the league overrides the Champions League for me, and it's 3 out of 3 at the moment. And yeah, Leverkusen are good, but like Lee said, they've been struggling a bit this season, and I think we do need to make changes. I wouldn't go full pelt with the 3 changes. The team, I think that'd be fine enough to deal with Leverkusen. I don't think it'd be bad because some of the players, like I said, Grav and Mac, they need to be rested. They really do, because otherwise, like I said, the whole burnout and this is the thing, and this is, like I said, obviously Chiesa, which is just scaring me now because Salah needs his bench time, and these things need to be done. If we're gonna actually win the big ones, again, this is what we have to do. But again, it's my opinion. That's just my opinion. But we'll see tomorrow or Wednesday and whenever, anyway.
So do you think that you guys think that one, he's going to start Lucho, and 2, do you also think that he's going to possibly not start? Because I know that it's not a broken hand or it's not a broken, limb, but still the same. Maybe you give him an extra night, an extra day off, or an extra night off. Maybe start Gomez in that role. I'm not going as far as to say start Kwanzaa, in that
makes
role.
sense, wouldn't it? Because he's going to need to at some point, like in the coming months. So you could see him doing it, but you could also see him not doing it. But it makes sense, wouldn't it, from that point of view, that he's got to give him a run out, like and because he's going to be called on in big league games, isn't he?
Right. Agreed. Do you guys see that way too, Nolante? Or maybe let's go Irishman actually. He's on mute.
He more than likely will start Ibu, though. I think he will start Ibu. But it's good for Joe to get action, isn't it, anyway, so we know we can call on him.
Yeah. How about for you, Brian?
Yeah, I just don't think it's the game, really. I think Southampton might be the game.
Yeah.
For Fernando and Gomez. And I don't think he's going to fuss with it too much tomorrow at all. I really want to see the strongest 11 out there, because then you can get close to, what would that give us, 12 points in this? That'll give us 12 in the Champions League, right?
12.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much, with the amount of games we have left, that's pretty much guaranteeing us top 8. So that would allow you a lot of time down the line to make changes. So yeah, tomorrow night I think is one which also I think the fans will be expecting the full. Yeah, not the fans should get it, but yeah, I just think it's got. I just can't see it, man. I can't see it. I can. Yeah, Ibu, he made it sound like, oh yeah, Ibu, yeah, he's good. He'll be here. Don't worry. Rob, yeah, and I would start Diaz. Yeah, that's the one that I would start Lucho. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Looking at seeing what the chat says about it as well, see if they had any opinions on it, because it's going to be interesting to see what lineup he does bring out. What's the rotation that he's trying to establish? What is the obviously Champions League is important. Out of all the tournaments, that's the most important tournament outside of the Prem to be involved in and put our emphasis in. So yeah, you want to see the strongest lineup possible get put out there, but at the same time, we do have what's the game after what's the next game after this? Let me make sure. Actually,
Saturday night game, Villa, isn't it?
I think you might be right. Let me double check. We have yes, Villa at home, and Villa's coming off a bad loss to Spurs, and not only are they coming off a bad loss, I mean, if they're looking to they'll have their own matchup coming up from the Champions League, and then they'll also have to again travel to Anfield and battle against us. And Emery is a great coach, so he'll certainly have them ready.
Good evening.
What's that?
Good evening.
Okay. And yeah, you should have a situation where a team that's looking to get something out of this, get some type of result from their travel to Anfield, I think. So it's not going to be an easy game to match up against.
Who have Villa got in Europe?
Big up KJ. Big up KJ. Villa has. Let me tell you right now. Hold on a second. Villa will have. Oh well, big game. They have a Club Brugge, but they travel. They do travel.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But I mean, all things considered, I mean, this is like, if they can get a win, all credit to them. But I mean, realistically, they are going through a little bit of a trouble patch. They drew against Bournemouth, who is a good team, by the way. Bournemouth is having a really good season, actually. And Crystal Palace, they lost 2-1, and that was in the cup match. And then they just lost in the Prem, obviously 4-1, which was even worse, to Spurs. And now Bruges, and then they come back to meet up against us. So
Yep.
I think that is good news, by the way, Robert. I agree with you on that. Because the less travel you have to make is better for anything. So you're going with a more traditional lineup, pretty much like the starting 11 that we've come to expect, Brian. Nolante is going a little bit of a rotated squad, giving a little bit of credence towards those that are playing well and those that might need a rest. Lee, your lineup is, what are you leaning towards again in your lineup? Are you going with
a full strength? What I think is what I think Slot will go for. Yeah, I think he will go for the full strength lineup.
Okay. And myself, I think that we'll go over front lineup. Our front line, I think, will be, despite, and this is again, I get it, Cody, big props, but I just think that we will, because of the way that we actually did play with the rotation, the way that we went with, I think it was in the cup match, we went with didn't we go with Lucho and Cody in the cup match?
Yes. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
So we went with
Lucho played
Cody
on the right.
Lucho, and then Dom and Curtis playing. I mean, it's an and I get that that's the cup. So you're going to League Cup is going to be where you get to experiment a lot more with your lineups and factor in rotation a lot more. But I still think that our front line will most likely be obviously Salah on the right. Diego's not an option, so that pretty much solidifies the fact that that Nunez will get the start in this matchup too. That left wing spot is a tough one to call, but I still think Lucho's going to get it. If we do a more traditional role of bringing Grava and Maka in, obviously, then I think Dom will get the 10 role. But I'm on the fence. I'm trying to figure it out. I'll probably do a better job and have a more solidified idea before roll call tomorrow. But I can see what Nolante is saying, in maybe we go with that front three that I just mentioned, and then bring in a Endo as a lone 6, and then put in Curtis and Dom in at the as two quote unquote 10s/8s, whatever you want to call them, as they move and shift towards whatever is given. And then have a back four of Trent. I wouldn't mind seeing Gomez in the lineup, to be honest with you. Despite Konate's good news, I still wouldn't mind seeing Gomez be partnered with I think that would be a very big it'd be big to see. I think it'll be a big what's the word I'm looking for? Sign of faith of this coach to Joey, if he was able to get the start as well. Not guaranteeing it, but that's what I would like to see. Obviously, Virgil. I have Robbo starting, and then Kelleher and keeper, obviously, as well. But that midfield is where my biggest question mark, I think, is going to be. I think Robbo and Lucho start. I just wondering what he's going to do with it. And I think he'll probably do what Brian and Lee suggested, and that is go with the tested and tried midfield of Grava, Maka, and then put Dom at the 10.
Yeah, I don't see him wanting to draw this match, thinking, a draw will be all right. I see him wanting to win this game.
Yeah, I agree.
You only got him once. You got him at Anfield, so.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to talk some news as well, by the way. This was promising to hear. I'll give you, we have the 3 players that we all are wondering what was going to happen with. There was this bit of news here that says this was Richard Keys on Mo Salah's future at Liverpool. He says his information, or this, I'll just quote it as he says it. He says, "My information now is that Salah wants to stay, but it'll take a 3-year deal to settle him down." Now, I'm cool with giving him the 2 and the 2 with the 1 option, the same deal I offered out as a suggestion, or at least my suggestion of what I would approach if I was the sporting director. But is 3 years guaranteed? Because apparently he's willing to stay at his rate as well. He doesn't have to get a pay increase. Okay. But he's making a lot of money already. Would you do this deal if 3 years is the make or break, as in rather than 2 years plus an option so that you can maybe have an out? Would you sign him for another 3 years? Nolante, we'll start with you, then we'll go to the Irishman, and then we'll end with Lee. 3 years guaranteed. Are you signing Mo Salah?
I mean, per se, I would do 2 with an option, because we're going to see. We don't know how he's going to be in 2 years' time, but I wouldn't increase the wage. No, I wouldn't.
Okay. Brian?
Well, yeah, number one is you have to disregard everything Richard Keys says immediately, because he's Richard Keys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Keys, the Liverpool hater.
Yeah.
He's married to an Evertonian.
Oh, yeah, he the scumbag. Yeah, he cheated on his wife when she was going through, I think, hospital treatment.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. He married some younger mom.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, wasn't it the daughter's best friend? I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah, scumbag.
He's always been a beaut there, Liverpool are concerned, like Richard Keys.
Yeah.
Well, pushing past.
I know. Yeah. Pushing past him.
Yeah.
Like what Trap Joe was saying. The Instagram post that Slot was asked about today, saying no matter what happens, I will never forget what scoring at Anfield feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting all this nonsense happening now. Like, and the guy was saying that the Slot's trying his best to laugh these things off and go, ha ha ha, I didn't see, I'll talk to him. But if you're going to keep getting the shit every week, he's not going to be able to keep laughing them off as a joke every single time. So, yeah, just regards, like, if you're to sign him up on a 3-year deal, to me, that's kind of also 50% guaranteeing you a transfer fee.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because he signs for that doesn't mean he stays for that. So if he wanted an extension like that, like we were saying like 2 plus 1 and some kind of option, same money, I'd be pretty comfortable with that. Yeah, because he could do 2 years and then we trigger an option and he goes to Saudi and we get 25 million or something. So yeah, I don't want to lose the guy. No, not at all. And him staying on the same wage, not a 4 or 5 year contract, 2 plus 1. That's pretty much where I'd want it to land. Yeah, because I don't want to lose him. Not at all.
Okay.
Yeah. Money wise is cool as well. Money wise, that's fine. You're not asking for double.
I don't see it's necessary that we have to lose him now. If he'll stay on that money, the 2-year deal with an option's the one, isn't it? Sounds like the best one all round, doesn't it? 2 with an option with an extra one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense.
It depends whether it's our option or his option or double dual kind of agreement thing.
Depends. Will FSG pay that money for 3 years in a row? Like,
I don't think that's as much as an issue as a lot of people try to make it out. I get the narrative that goes out there, but FSG spends a lot more than that on their baseball players. They're talking about trying to get involved in basketball. I mean,
so you reckon we won't give him a 3-year contract at his current salary?
No, I'm meaning as in, like, I don't think that the biggest issue is the money. It's the fact that he is getting paid $350,000 a week. I don't think that's the
more
biggest issue.
other things like
There's a bigger payoff or payback for them, I think, than especially with Salah and the importance that he has in areas and parts of the world. It expands their reach immensely, FSG or Liverpool just in general. And I just don't think that from a business perspective, I think it's a lot of money, but again, that's somewhat the going rate when you have a player of what he brings to the club and the amount of people and involvement that he brings to the club. It's
the winning goal tells you what he's all about. That's what he's been all about for us, isn't it? Important goals.
Yeah. No, if you look at that, it's incredible. That list of players right there. And again, sometimes when I hear people talk about all-time great or talk about the greats of this league, or they talk about the greats currently that are playing in this league, sometimes it's incredible how like he just doesn't get he doesn't get the justice that he deserves, I think.
Yeah, and also it's not like we're saying that's our main guy.
Mm-hmm.
In a year and a half, he could be coming off the bench a lot more. He'd be more of a game changer. It's not like we're saying, oh, we're going to sign him up, and that means that's Liverpool are saying that's our right wing sorted for the next 3.5 years. It doesn't mean that either. It just means that, in 2 years' time, when he's not able to start every single game at play like that, you've got a player like Mo Salah on the bench to come on, play the odd game, do 30, 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be, I don't think it should be read like that either. That it's us saying that we've signed up the main guy and we're not going to be getting someone else. That could be something else that people will be looking at, which I don't think it means that either. Expensive guy to have on the bench, but, at that stage of his career, it would make sense that he wouldn't be starting every single game. But what an asset to have off the bench if he's still fit. Like Ronaldo and Benzema, people like that, Lewandowski's still doing it at this stage. No reason why he can't be. Or they were doing it at his age, and Lewandowski's still doing it now. So Salah, 35. Okay, their leagues are a little bit less physical.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see any problem with the longevity.
No,
I think it's a good deal for everyone. As long as, because Mo probably, I'm not going to say 350 is a lot, but like Mo Salah, the money he makes in wages from Liverpool is probably almost like a side hustle for him at this stage. The amount of money he makes, sponsorship, and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to go somewhere to get 2 million a week for 2 years to set himself up. He's set up for life. He's always going to be the face of something. Even when he's long retired, he's going to be a famous advertiser. He'll be able to advertise stuff. He's raking in tens of millions a year. So I think as long as he's happy here,
I think
why would he want to leave? Why would he want to leave?
We win the league this year, mate. He'll definitely, he'll want to stay, won't he? We win the league this year.
Yeah.
If we look like we're going places and he's part of it,
League because of him, certainly.
Well, if we can give him what he wants, which is a crack at the Champions League and a crack at the Premier League again, then it's all we need, isn't it? Like?
Yeah. Like we constantly say, the guy is obsessed with records, Well, we think he is. We assume he is. I've never actually come out and heard him say it, but he tends to break a lot of them. So,
No, you're right. You're right about that. You're right about that.
He deserves another Champions League winner's medal. He's had 3 goals.
Oh, he deserves a lot more. Yeah, he should have at least 2 of everything. He should have at least 2 Premier Leagues and 2 Champions League for his kind of performance. That's just the way it goes.
The report was saying out there that Salah, as far as Mo, it says the player wants to sign a new deal, but wants the offer to be respectable. Was not happy with the original offer. Would be happy for similar terms to current deal, but due to club allowing this to drag on, he is exploring his options. I don't know if that's the offer initially was for the same amount of money, but for 2 years. I think that would probably end up being something where we'll get another year out of it, and then maybe we then try to cash in on selling him to Saudi Arabia. I don't know if that'll happen or not, but he just thinks, but primarily because he's now utilizing this opportunity as a moment that he could gauge the other offers from other leagues.
Yeah, get some offers.
Saudi Arabia is not his first choice, apparently. Meaning like he's not looking to end his. I wouldn't say end his career. I mean that's harshly put, but like I think he's recently has received offers from. I know he did receive an offer from. I think it was like San Diego as well. There's a club in the MLS that has a newfound billionaire that just bought the team, and San Diego's beautiful, by the way. It is absolutely beautiful. And they're looking to try to infuse something similar to what Messi did to Miami, and even Miami's trying to renegotiate something for Messi to stay actually currently. So yeah, it would be pretty incredible to see both Messi and possibly Salah in the same league, but I'm not rooting for it.
Yeah, he's still in great nick physically to keep on playing Premier League football. There's no doubt about that. So I don't see why we wouldn't offer him, a new contract.
Basically, when it comes to Trent Alexander-Arnold, there's ongoing discussions. I know that we all want this to get done. I would like to get this done on the day of our game against Real Madrid. I'd like to see us get a deal done, to be honest with you. I don't think we will, but that'd be fantastic. It'll be something to take that off of like the talking points for that game. It could be something that kind of puts it to bed.
That's the sort of thing Real Madrid would do if it was the other way around. They do that. Like if it was the other way around, someone's trying to get a player off them.
I'm sure they would love for it to be like, he's decided. Yeah, he's decided. If he couldn't officially technically announce that he's going to be doing that, because then that would mean, January is supposed to be the month that he's able to quote unquote talk to teams, even though we know that still does go on. But senior officials apparently think that Trent is happy or content to take discussions past the new year, and it's something Richard Hughes is being.
He's winning, and he thinks he can get more medals.
Yeah.
Medals,
I was just going to finish by saying it's something Richard Hughes is trying to avoid for obvious reasons. Money is a topic when it comes to Trent. He wants to get paid, and he wants to also understand what the vision and what the direction is for the team. And last but not least is VVD. That's the player that a lot of people have somewhat stopped their conversation on somewhat, which is good to see. And that is the club and player feel confident that an agreement is 95% done. Basically, that's what they're saying. 2 years was the offer. 2 plus 1 is what is being agreed on. Both player and Liverpool are happy with the agreement. Money's not an issue. I think we can all pretty much have some assurance that this is a done deal.
That's brilliant news. If that's true, that it's all but done, then that's brilliant news.
Yeah, I think that would be fantastic to see. It's just about announcing it in the right moment, at least.
Just before the January transfer window.
Yeah.
Oh, good goal.
Easy now, Lee.
Big up, JK. Big up, JK.
Good
Bless,
timing,
boy.
JK,
Bless.
with that comment.
Yeah.
Starting
That's
man,
Big.
rightly, nice.
That's Brian.
Yeah.
All right, JK.
Easy.
With VVD, also, it does put on, if VVD is to sign, which we all hope that he does, and we know that Konate is getting his deal or about to get his deal completed. I don't think they've announced Konate's deal just yet. And then we obviously know Kwanzaa has just re-signed a new deal. That's 3 center backs fully involved and fully committed, pretty much committed to the future of Liverpool. It does bring up question on, again, whether this young gentleman is going to I could get you that, KJ. Give me 1 second on those reports for you. 1 second. But I believe it was Empire the Cop or something like that. But I'll get you those. I'll get you who it was in a second. But I was going to say we've all been high praise of this young man being still involved with the team. One of the longest serving players on this club, by the way. Joey is someone that
My brother.
Yeah.
My dude.
Other than the beard, he looks pretty much the same in that picture.
Yeah.
Come on. 12, you know the saying. Actually, maybe okay. Yeah.
I do know the saying. Yeah, we don't have to go down that route, but I do know the saying. Great picture, by the way. Great picture. Got the liver bird in the background. I think great picture. But Joey G.
Floppy the whole time, and he was here for the whole time of that, wasn't he? And before that as well.
Yeah, Lee. The early stage. I think go on, Lee. Sorry, go on.
I remember him playing under Rodgers, like when Rodgers was here. It's been
Brendan bought him.
A good period of service for Joe, wasn't it? Like nearly a decade. Like, and he's been in the team a lot, hasn't he? In the time he's been, he's played a lot of games for us. Like,
won the league with him in the centre half,
Yeah.
Him and Virgil, that was centre half pair.
Yeah, I wouldn't
Did
be
his knee.
There you go. Leverkusen after doing well the other day. I wouldn't be surprised, but he probably will start ever. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him give him more time, just so Slot knows, we can count on him and that. Like,
I think Verge is always the easiest one. I thought Verge was always like, after when you put him in a row, Verge, yeah, definitely. Mo, wow, very difficult. Trent, very, very difficult. The later it gets, I just thought Mo or Virgil was just a matter of sitting down, a couple of weeks, couple of talks, still captain, good money, few more years, everybody's happy. I didn't think that was going to take long at all. So yeah, I'm not.
I bring this up, Brian. Oh no, not to cut you off. I was just gonna say I bring this up though because I know that we're all in pursuit of a left back / left center back. For the most part, a lot of people, that was one of their initial cry outs for strengthening our team and getting a player. I know a lot of us had ideas of certain players being that particular player. There's not very many, especially we're looking for a left back as well. Left-footed center backs or center half. But Joey's not left-footed, but he certainly can do a gig at any position on that back line, whether it's left back, right back, or even as a left center back or a right center back. Could it be that rather than try to focus our attention on getting that left center back, isn't that possibly a viable option just to recommit to Joey and have 4 center backs, like in a essence of having Virgil, having Ibu, having Kwanzaa, or Joey, and maybe not necessarily in that order too, maybe more so in the order of maybe more so in the order of maybe Joey's that third option now, and Kwanzaa's now a fourth option. But could it be that we go in that direction? Joe, I know Alante's doing something with his food, so I'll let him get in on the conversation. That's the only reason why I muted it for a second there in Alante, just so you know. But go ahead, Irishman. You want to say it? We'll go Brian, Lee, Alante, and then JK. If you guys want to comment on this one, and obviously chat, feel free.
Yeah, I think a lot of that talk about us needing a left center half, like the whole we need a center half that can play at left back kind of thing, was based around Trent being inverted. Because we were playing with a system that it was not, even when we knew Klopp was leaving, this whole idea was that Trent is going to be playing inverted now. So that system kind of required that kind of player. I think it's like one of those things, like since the start of the season, like I don't think no one's ever, like, it was the conversation every single day of the week for the last 2 years, Trent inverted. Now nobody talks about it because he just doesn't do it. So a knock-on effect, I think, is now, well, we're not going to play with a guy like that, so we don't need, that type of Ignacio type guy. So definitely the priorities have changed there because of the way we're playing. So I think that's, I think the need is probably still there, maybe to bring in someone. Yeah, like it's not one good game. Joey's doing well this year, but he didn't play for a long time this season. Then he gets the team at West Ham. So I think the plan would still be there to bring in a younger guy to maybe be that third, fight it out something. But I think that's left sided centre back thing has changed because I think a lot of that was predicated on, well, Trent's going to be inverted, so we're going to have that. It's like, well, no, we don't need that anymore. Thank God, by the way, because that was messing up the whole thing. So, yeah, I'll let you go, Lee. Let Lee have his.
No, I'm just agreeing with you. It was just to keep up with Pep, that palaver, wasn't it? Like, of having a left-footed centre half and central be inverted, but it's gone now, hasn't it? Not that it wouldn't be all right, still pleasant to see a left-footed centre. It would be partner and Ebu would be the thing, wouldn't it? If we had one, like, maybe to see what that would be like. But no, the need's not there in the same way, is it now?
For that specific type kind of thing, maybe, that everyone's talking about. So perhaps, like you're saying, no, look, VVD, Ibu, Kwanzaa, Gomez. There's nothing wrong with that four. If all you want is a group of four centre halves, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that four.
Okay.
That's the thing with Joe. It's the extra experience he's got over Janelle, isn't it? Like, that's the thing with the two of them. Like, Janelle's got a lot of potential, but Joe's actually got the experience, hasn't he?
We've got Simi and Rob on the left. We've got Trent and Bradley on the right. 4 boys in the middle. We've got 3 goalkeepers. That's without even making a transfer.
Just need to keep them all fit, so we're not sure.
Yeah, that's why I just think that, like, I'd love to see Bastoni, or I'd love to see one of the, maybe even,
of course,
a name that is out there that we haven't heard. I don't know, but I just think that we do have a really viable choice of player that is obviously adjustable to whether it comes to positions on the pitch, or even just someone that understands what it is to be a Red. I mean, sometimes you have to be someone that fits within the locker room, fits within the construct of what we have here, and I think that Joey has solidified that.
You don't last that long at a club if you're not spot on that way.
Yeah.
One of the managers would have had you, or if you weren't like the least of his problems at best or at worst, you know what I'm getting at. Then you wouldn't have been, because he would have been worth a few quid a few times. He would have been, if he wasn't like proper pro and all of that. But like, it'd be nice to go and to see that. But like right now, when you look at those players, I wouldn't be looking at anything other than being in the luxury position being able to upgrade one of them, as opposed to, oh, we need to replace this guy, we need something here, we need something there. It'd just be like, it would be brilliant if we were in an amazing position where, like you say, we could bring in a Bastone or something like that. Then okay, cool. Oh, great, we can do that. Okay, that's something we can do.
Let's do it. Yeah, absolutely. That makes.
But it's no one's. Yeah, anybody's coming out like looking at us. I think we can now look at maybe the reinforcement in a different area, because he's probably been surprised by Joey. This is probably something, because he didn't know Gomez, and this is just like what I'm talking about, him being super rock solid behind the scenes. He was probably told something along the lines of, look, if the club get the right offer, be prepared to move, kind of thing, and Slot, and that didn't happen for whatever reason, and Slot is finding out now that he's got a guy who, with a different mindset, would have been, cry arson to the media or causing problems, but he's been super professional, come back in, and like I said, we were talking about it before, I don't think it was a coincidence that when he played against West Ham, and I know people are going to say other people weren't there, but the fact that he got the captain's armband against West Ham, even when he hadn't played all season, I think was Slot obviously rewarding him for basically being told, not pack your bags, but kind of maybe be ready to move. And then, hey, look, it didn't materialize. Hey, I'm still at the club. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be a pro. I'm going to play top football. It's not an issue. I mean, you can't really ask for more than that from a player. I think Slot's probably been, so maybe he has changed his mind on him a little bit, because that can happen in football. There's nothing wrong with it.
It can. I mean, there are those that were saying that Endo's out the door already too. And I mean, like, and despite the fact that, albeit, $1 million or $2 million shy of what they paid for Endo initially, might have been something that a lot of people, or not a lot of people, but some people would have seen as being, oh, take the money and be happy.
Oh, that was the talk. He was $2 million short of going to Marseille or something.
Yeah.
We wanted 14. They offered 12. We were like, no, we want 14. And they were like, oh, no. But that's how close,
that's how close it could have been, maybe a deal. But it also goes to show that.
I can't remember, by the way, what stage the Zubi deal was at. I think the Zubi deal was still live.
Mm-hmm.
When that was happening, pretty sure like we were definitely still thought we were getting them at that stage. So if we had sold Endo and that had fallen through, you might have been seeing a lot more Tyler Morton this year. You know what I mean?
Getting the international call was good for Joe. Southgate called him back up for the Euros. Like, getting back in the England squad was big for him, I think. You know what I mean? It's good for us. Like, even though we don't want him to get injured playing for England, it's a good thing for the player. That's when the interest came in him, wasn't it? Like, it was when he got his international recall that there was interest in him, we were told.
No coincidence.
No coincidence there. But I thought it was interesting point to maybe bring up. I'm happy to see I'm happy to see that Joey's gotten a couple of opportunities to get out there and play and contribute, which is all any player wants to do. I also was happy to see that he almost scored. It would have been off. I would have been over the moon if he had scored, but yeah.
He was going for it though.
Yeah, definitely.
He won't have much better chance.
You know what, Trap Joe? I am subscribed to Unconformed CF. He's a Liverpool fan as well. He's American, and he's did not know he's from Vegas, but that's cool. I've been to the Vegas supporter club a couple of times. Every time, the 2 times, I should say, a couple being 2. I've only been to Vegas twice in my life, so.
Ronaldo was to Vegas, Annie.
No.
Yeah, the 2 times I've been to Vegas, I've gone. It happened to be like game. There were games that weekend, so I ended up going to the supporter club. And it's actually pretty cool. They have like their own. It's a bar, obviously, but it's like there's an actual Liverpool room that they that they have closed off to the general public normally during. Huh?
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's he normally the when you go there, like there's the pub portion where you can sit at the bar, you know, they have food and the lights, but then they have a room that is like an extension to the bar, but they don't open it unless they have like games or if it's like a big venue or a big party, I guess, or something like that, because it was closed and there weren't enough people there for the game I went up there for.
Okay.
But because I said I was from out of town, they gave me a tour of it. That's why I got to see it. So
Lee. It's just Lee was saying there. Did Ronaldo get? Did you mean the other Ronaldo? The real Ronaldo.
Yeah, the other one. Yeah.
Did he? Oh, he has the Vegas football team. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Did he? Is that it? Because I know he has two. He has more than one team. Did he? What? The Las Vegas Knights or something? Is it?
I'm not sure.
Is he involved in them? 12 man. Is that did Ronaldo, like the Brazilian Ronaldo, the original?
Yeah.
Ronaldo, he bought the Vegas team, did he? Or he owns
I don't know. I don't know about that. If Vegas isn't in MLS, but
no, they're in the. He bought the startup or something. Definitely, he got involved in US because he had a club in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
He bought his own club.
It'd be fitting for him to get a team in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just when you said the other Ronaldo, I was saying the other Ronaldo. I was like, no, he can't go to America. Yeah. He ain't going to America. Yeah, he's staying in Saudi Arabia, far, far away.
Right. And for a second I thought you were talking about Ronaldinho for a second too. I don't even know if Ronaldinho can get into America.
Is Fabinho still in Saudi? Is he doing his contract? Because hasn't Firmino already gone home to Brazil? Is Fabinho?
I believe so. Yeah.
Fabinho's still there, yeah.
Fabinho's
still there.
Bobby went back.
Ronaldo,
Bobby went back to start he went back to start his church. Actually, I know that I saw that.
Did he quit football?
I'm not certain.
Brazilian Ronaldo
I know that he was going back.
No, he's still playing. He was going
for
back
the Saudi team.
Yeah, he's still playing. Yeah, got the name of the team.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Yeah, I think he's gone back to Brazil like on a holiday or something. He's still playing for that Saudi team. He hasn't left Saudi. Neither has Fabinho. Fabinho plays for the team that freaking Benzema and Ronaldo, or not Benzema and Ronaldo, one of the good ones. They finished like eighth. Like they didn't even qualify for the Asian Champions League. Fabinho's team. Like that's it. Like I don't know what the hell has gone on over there, man. Like the teams that have spent like a lot of money are doing bad.
Bobby he's already started his own church, by the way. Him and his wife are pastors at their church.
Praise the Lord.
But not like that, Trap Joe. Like not as in the Church of Bobby Firmino or anything.
No,
he hasn't started his own religion. Just to clarify,
he's super Christian. Yeah,
he's not starting his own. Yeah. He's building his own church.
The best teams are starting his own religion. Shit season, are they basically in the Saudi League? Some of the most expensive teams.
They're all terrible.
Well, that and the fact that money that he's making,
nobody watches,
going towards the building. That's why I was mentioning that.
Oh, he could build, man. The money he's making, he could probably build 50 churches.
He's not. I doubt he's preaching to the Saudis.
No, they don't.
Really the Club World Cup when they have the Club World Cup, which Saudi teams in the Club World Cup this year.
Oh, I don't know. You'd have to check it, but the fancy one with Fabinho and Ronaldo in it, like they didn't even finish. It'd be like finishing outside of like the Champions League places, in England. That's how bad they've been.
Yeah, do you always have a representative at the Club World Cup, don't they, Saudi?
Well, they have to win the Asian Cup. Whoever wins the Asian Cup. But now, because the Saudis have so much money, what they normally do is they'll insert they always insert other teams in to make up like a quarterfinals round. So yeah, there'll always usually nowadays be, because they're doing the World Cup or they're doing this or doing that. Yeah, one of them will be in it. But whoever wins the Asia Cup, they'll get in automatically. That used to be that representative. So, but now, yeah, they've added an extra start. But sure, the next time around, they're turning it into a proper tournament.
Yeah,
it's like there's a load of teams in it and stuff. Like they want 26 teams in this over 2 weeks or something like that. Jesus, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll just quickly say about Joe Gomez quickly that
yeah, do it.
Seeing him come on instead of Kwanzaa was sort of a sign that when Kanate isn't fit, I think Gomez ought to be playing. So Kanate looks like he's okay from his hand or arm injury he had.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he's ready to play. But if not, I think Gomez is the guy to step in. Gomez, he's steady, you know. You know what you're going to get with Gomez.
That's what we saw. So maybe he'll go with him, like, won't he? But
What do you mean?
I think he will probably go to Liverpool, though. Like Brian reckons, I reckon Slot will want to win this game, so he'll go like with the, like his strongest lineup, and that'll include Liverpool. Imagine. I think.
Yeah, depends if his arm's all right. You know what I mean?
Diaz might play, but apart from that, we pretty much know the team.
But it's good. Gomez is a good example to young players about how to stay at a club for more than 2 years. He's from London. Could have left any time he really wanted to, but he ended up staying for nearly like 10 years now, isn't it? So
yeah.
So you got to respect that. You don't see that too often where a guy stays that long at a club no more.
You don't.
You
don't. Yeah, you gotta appreciate that. The sheer fact that he was here longer than the coach was here. One of the greatest coaches that we've had. He's here longer than him.
Yeah. Gomez is an important sort of part of the modern day Liverpool. Like quietly in the background sort of thing, you know. He's always been there.
Really laid back and low key, yeah. There was that spat with Sterling, wasn't it, at the England training ground? That's what I liked, that Ryan come out and admitted that it was him. It was a cob on that day. It was nothing to do with Joe, really.
Oh, that thing in the canteen.
Yeah, because remember the
game
against, we played City and they squared up in the game and it carried on to England a bit, like, didn't it? But, yeah. Raheem come out and said that was me, that, you know what I mean? He said Joe's just such a laid back guy, it was just me being a dick, you know what I mean? And I like that he come out and said that.
The guy's never been on a front page in his life. Yeah, he's just not that kind of character. Not at all.
Yeah. The other thing I was going to bring up is this great stat, or great quote, I should say, not stat. And it goes to what Bernie was saying earlier in our show today, and about Mo Salah's love for this team. I know that we all know Joe Gomez's love for this team. We also know that a lot of these players have become scouts at heart, I guess you could say, by the way that they really do appreciate not only the city and the love that the city pays back to them, but the sheer fact that this is a very well knit family. I think that that's the one of the most brilliant things that I believe I appreciated from Klopp was this family element, this essence of family, and the fact that you're all about having your brothers back type concept. And there's also something that this man said himself, and that is, so I'm not sure it'll pop up. There you go. Top of the table is where this club belongs, nothing less. That's what Mohamed Salah, after Liverpool went top following their win against Brighton. Top of the table is where this club belongs, nothing less. I know that there's been talk about the direction and vision of what this club wants to do with the next, stages of this transition from the Klopp era to the Slot era. And if there's anything, it's when your biggest superstars on the team are seeing the fact that this club is in a place that we deserve to be, and that is top of the league. And I'm glad to see that he recognizes that and says the whole nothing less idea is beautiful too. So shout out to Musala.
No pressure, Slot. No pressure.
No pressure at all. Right. No pressure. What do you guys think
That's
about
what
that?
you want to hear, though. Them lyrics.
Soon from Richard Keys, what's going to happen? That's how we hear the news about Mo's new contract through Richard Keys.
Not good. Yeah, but that's the sort of line you want to hear from one of your top players, you know. That's why how he scored that goal, because he wants us to be top. That's what I like about Salah. He's a winner, you know. That's why I like him.
I think if Mo signs, then Trent will probably sign. And I think if Mo signs now after BVD, that'll probably encourage Trent to sign. What do you reckon?
Maybe, or maybe he might have a sulk because if VVD doesn't go, then he ain't going to be the new permanent captain for another 2 to 3 years. So maybe he might have a little sulk and say, "Oh, I'm off to El Madrid."
Couldn't hurt though, could it, if them two signed like that? Because it's basically done from what we hear about Virgil. If that triggered like Mo to sign, and then that triggered fucking Trent to sign, that'd be brilliant, like, wouldn't it? That'd be just what.
It could. I think I could. You're right, Lee. It could, but I don't know. You know, with these Spanish teams, we've seen it with Coutinho. It's just the Barca Madrid pool, just something. And now his best mate, old Judas, is over there, and obviously Madrid are like us, but even just unfortunately just better at the moment in terms of winning the league and near enough a European Cup final every other season.
Medals at Madrid, doesn't he? Like, it's the one.
Yeah, I mean, get better with us, yeah, but I think the problem is just Madrid is just they're non-stop in it. So every other season, and in the white, it's a worldwide famous kit, and Jude is there. So that's the only thing. That's the only club that can pull him away from us. To be disappointed, but you know what? I'm just not. I'm just in it. I'm in my head. I'm not fussed anymore. If they all go, they'll go. So be it. And I know that will hurt the squad, but we move. There's good players out there. Kudus, I wouldn't mind. Who from West Ham? There's other players out there. I'm just at the stage. If they want to stay, they go. They go. We're Liverpool Football Club, man. And yeah, we're hurt, but we'll keep it moving. That's the way I see it.
That's the best case scenario, that one of them signs and then the other two off that thing. You know what? This is the place to be still.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think until then, I guess we wait for official news. And I was going to mention something about the Salah quote in terms of nothing less, which again, that's just standard. That's a standard quote. And they say that by him, VVD, them boys, they better not let it go and bottle it. That's all I'm saying. Because last season they fell away when we were right there, so they can say that talk, but they got to do the walk and bring home another Premier League title, man. Because I'm tired, man. And although I said at the start of the season, finishing third, and I still think, I mean, this start, I mean, it's still a long way to go. This gives us something, so it's up to these guys. Like, I love the talk, great, but that's standards. I'm not bothered about that. I want to see you, mate, where you at. I don't want to see the levels dropping. So these man better, instead of talking, man, these man better produce. Because the last couple of seasons, they've let it go. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Right. Oh, Shankly said it, man.
Yeah.
Like Shankly said it. What? Probably 60 years ago now. I'm probably misquoting it, but he said Liverpool exists to win trophies. Mm-hmm. That's always been the way it is. So, like, Mo is just coming out and like Nalante saying, like, this is what we as fans have always thought, what we always believe. So it is. It's talk, but if that was coming from a particular type of player, that's one thing. But this is a guy that's going out there, and like you say, he is doing it every day. He does do it every time. He does walk the walk. You know, and I'm very big on like talk is cheap, man. It's just quotation, but yeah, like that's what Liverpool is built on. It should be people. I think that's just Mo. I see that as Mo just reminding people, as opposed to putting it. It's just reminding people that this is the attitude here. This is the mentality at this club. It always has been. Always should be. Even when you get laughed at it for saying it when you're in sixth, But this is what you got to do. This is because if you don't keep that mentality, then you get dragged back down. So it's just him reminding everybody. But he is, like you say,
Added to the
Mo is
own.
one of those players. But Mo is one of those players, man. Mo is the one guy you can never turn around and accuse him of just being talk. I mean, he just goes out there every single week and produces.
Yeah, exactly.
He produces week after week.
Finished business myself, like, you know what I mean? It's just being up against this City team has denied him a lot more medals, hasn't it? And in Europe, he's been close as well. I need to get him more, so I feel he's got unfinished business, like, he wants more medals.
Look, lads, I put it to you straight, right? The way I look at this club and the way I've always looked at this club is anything outside of the top two is failure. I'm not saying we should, obviously you don't win every year, but I just think Liverpool, anything that other than first or second, I consider it we've had a bad year. That's the way I look at it. Because we're the second, or we're the our biggest club in England, whatever. Like if we're less than second as Liverpool, that's a bad season for us.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I've always looked at it. That's where we should be, first or second. That's our level. That's our standard. That's where we need to keep it. A Man City can come and go, cool. An Arsenal can come and go. A Man United can come and go. But we should always be either the first or second best team in England, and it's achievable.
Very true. Very achievable. This guy right here announced before the journals could even announce that he was going to be a Liverpool player. He announced that he was signing with Liverpool. And now he's out there making tweets. Thanks for all the messages of support. My injury isn't serious, thankfully. I had a scan today, and it confirmed there is no break. I'll be ready for the next game, inshallah.
Yeah, that's the thing about football coach these days. Even if you have a slight pain in your thumb, they'll put you in one of those things, so it looks way worse than it is. Whatever's wrong with him, if it was me or you, we'd be walking around. But because it's like Liverpool say, oh, well, we have to put you in one of these weird looking things. Looks like you've got a broken arm. Like, nah, I'll be fine tomorrow.
Yeah.
If I was in one of them, it meant to hurt myself.
It looked bad on the day, didn't it? It looked bad on the day.
Oh, he was in a lot of pain. He was in a lot of pain, whatever he did.
Yeah. He immediately, anytime you're using yourself, he, even before he was in an official sling, he was using his shirt as a sling. As he walked off, that was when I was like, "Oh, that's not looking good."
Well, people were saying, or basically Virgil stood on him, is what they were saying.
Okay.
Virgil accidentally just stood on his hand, by the sound of it.
Oh, okay, that's good. That's good to know. That
that's a lot of Virgil, though. There's a lot of Virgil. If all of
that,
that's probably going to hurt.
No doubt. It could have been worse. It could have been something like this from the vegan butcher.
What's he up to now?
He's kind of trying to mess up my FPL team. That's what he's trying to do.
Cole Palmer's got a weird looking face there.
Oh, I know he does have a weird face in that one.
Oh, weird. Yeah,
his face is really weird in this one. But I guess
Bruno's like, yeah, get him.
Yeah.
Bruno, look at Bruno's like, yeah, get him, man, get him.
He looks like a monk in a choir singing or something.
Yeah. Like I said, man, these kids, Lee, I said it when we were doing the thing, man. These kids, they get paid like 10 million quid a year, and that's the best haircut they can get. I mean, it's just honestly, man, pudding bowl bullshit. But did he go? Man. I'm assuming was that the red card, or did he get a red card, or was that the?
I don't think he even got a red card for that. I don't think he did.
Caicedo's goal was nice, wasn't it? Good goal. It's definitely a penalty on Højlund, wasn't it? It was a nice equaliser.
Yeah, I don't think he got a card for that. I don't think he even got a red card for that. Bruno is I'm not going to repeat that word, but he is definitely not a savory person, in my opinion.
Chelsea United usually a big game in the Premier League, but this one, given both clubs' recent seasons, performance.
I don't understand how that's not. I just don't understand how that. It was a yellow card. It was in the 93rd minute of the game.
Oh,
but how that doesn't, I just don't see why and how that doesn't get looked at again and get upgraded to a red card. That's a red card.
Well, it is a still photo as well, so I never judge on stills. But I was just interested. I've noticed recently that a large amount of the United fans have now completely turned on Bruno.
Mm-hmm.
They've like, it's because they're all doing what they do, and they're all supporting all their players, and the ones that were being supported, the ones that wanted Ten Hag gone, wanted him gone. There was plenty of them.
Right.
But there was plenty of them out there that were like saying, "Oh, it's this, it's only this, it's only that." And now when a new manager is being announced, all of a sudden you can see it's like, oh yeah, and one of the other things he's going to have to fix is Bruno. Bruno's a piece of shit. Bruno this, Bruno that. The guy that they went completely overboard.
Yeah,
he's been.
No, I know what you mean by that, because I know on the Football Terrace, you could not go one episode, especially if we're talking about Manchester United. No matter how well they played or how poorly they played, Terry was always doing wax lyrical on Bruno. He's always making sure that everyone, because not many people like giving him the props. Bruno at the time was getting numbers, but he was always making a point to big up Bruno as best and as much as he could. Even he has started to bring it down a little bit, but there was a lot of movement. I mean, which he probably should, because there was a lot of movement. Can you guess how many teams changed position in the table this week? Can you take a guess? Anyone? You can just shout.
10.
8.
10. Lee, you have a guess?
Sorry, I missed the question. It just took me thingy away for a second. What was it?
How many teams do you think changed positions in the Premier League table this weekend?
Oh,
because he was saying there was a lot, basically.
7.
There was a lot.
I'm going 12.
12. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going, Lee? What's your guess?
More
He
than
said
that.
7. He said 7.
7?
Yeah, but I wasn't thinking properly there. It's more than that. It's going to be about bloody 13 or something, or 14. I don't know.
If you want to take a quick guess in the chat before I reveal it, you can give a shout. You guys can give a shout. I'll say this: none of the panel got it right, so you can all get a chance. But if not, I can always just show you. 11, Bernie. Okay. I got you. For sure, there's no music. This is what I was going to show you. Is this right here? 1 second. Here you go. 16 teams changed position. 16 teams.
I was going to go with 16 as well. Oh, is that a funny feeling?
16 teams. Yeah, I'll make it.
There you go.
16 teams changed places this year, or this weekend. 16 teams. It's a big difference from week 9 to week 10. 1 minute, this guy's talking mess. Next minute, King Salah's like, shh. So, a lot of teams. That's a lot of movement.
Second place team is 9 points off us.
Obviously, you can see Southampton's no longer in the cellar with their big win. Ipswich has moved places. A lot of teams have done a little bit of their own tangos and moved around in this movement, and that's why it was pretty wild. 16 teams. That's a lot of teams, people.
Isn't it?
A lot of teams.
It's very interesting to see our goal difference there.
Oh, the goal difference.
No, I'm just saying
Yes,
it's very interesting to see it that we have.
plus
It's
13.
not often we're ahead of City.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
we're 3 ahead of City. That's not nor that's something that's something to speak my attention is looking at that. Like Bernie is saying, we have the best goal. I think we're 7 ahead of Arsenal, and we're not even like
yeah,
it's not like we're exactly banging goals in. We're not scoring a lot of goals. You know, we're
yeah,
scoring 4s or 5s. We're having like it's not like there's 2 games in that like where we beat someone 5-0 and beat someone else 4. So that's that. It's like lots of 2s and 3s and stuff, and we're just keeping it going that way. City normally, even if they're not like top, they might have a lot more goals than us because we're always looking at going, oh, well, even if we catch up to them, we're going to have it's basically plus 1 point for them. So that's interesting to see. It
yeah.
shows, it probably says more about them this season than it does about us.
It
They're not
does.
having a
It
great
does.
season.
It does a
They're not
lot.
having a great. I think it's there to be got at this year. I'm not saying it's there to be won. I'm not saying we're going to bottle it if we don't win it, but I just think it's definitely there to be got at. They had a big year last year, treble, all that stuff they have going on. No team wins everything every year. They're going to have a year
No,
where they don't win a
no.
league. So we need to be right there this year, if and hopefully they don't come back. But if they are off the pace this year,
Hmm.
we really need to be the team that's there. And I think we've shown already that Christ, like I just can't get over. It's really kind of gnawing at me the fact that if we'd beaten Arsenal, we'd be 10 points ahead of them now. 7 is brilliant. Don't get me wrong. 7 is brilliant to be ahead of
Same,
Arsenal
bro.
with all their yapping,
Same.
but it
Same.
could be 10.
Yeah,
Could be.
same.
So easily have been 10.
I'll tell you what's easy. I mean, what's difficult. It could have been 10. You're right before Arsenal, but Arsenal was holding on. I saw a picture of them actually holding on. I'm going to share this with you. They're holding on to no. They're no longer in the top 4, obviously, but they are doing their best to make their effort to be a part of the conversation, which is all good. It's all good. But there was a little bit of something that I saw where they are involved. I can show you guys something of what happens now with Arsenal. I don't know why, but Arsenal suddenly.
That looks so wrong.
Forrest looking out. Forrest
That looks so
looking
wrong.
down at them. Oh my goodness. Who would have ever thunk that? Who would have ever thunk that?
Wow.
Oh, wow.
He looks much happier than any Arsenal fan I know
I
right now.
think, yeah, I think he does.
I don't think he's.
I don't know
Yeah.
if he just got back from his taping at AFTV or something, but I don't know. I cannot confirm that or not. But he doesn't look happy. Just thought I'd share that with you guys. But
Well, I got an interesting one with a United fan that I don't like. I think he's a bit of a dickhead, like most of them.
mhm,
And he's been
mhm,
making excuses for Ten Hag for a long time, saying that it's a media narrative. This is his favorite word for the last 8 months. Everything is narrative to him. It's like what's happening isn't happening. It's just a narrative, and everybody's going along with it.
mhm,
He even said that the last minute penalty, not last minute penalty, but that late penalty that they had given against them.
mhm.
Do you remember in the previous game,
Yeah,
in West Ham, the West Ham
yeah.
game? He said that the reason that penalty was given was because the media narrative this season is that United keep throwing away games, and that they give away stupid things, they throw away games, and are a poor team. And it was because of that narrative that's been let out was that why that referee looked at that and went, yeah, that's a penalty because that would be typical United thing to do. And I was like, Jesus, like, so you're saying that he gave a penalty because he's been reading the newspapers? Right, okay. So is it, no, it's all narrative. And then all of a sudden, Ten Hag gets sacked. And he's like, oh, okay. How do I backpedal on this now? And he's saying, first thing he said to me was like, "Wow, I've been looking at the 3-4-3 that Ruben Amorim plays, and I've realised that it's absolutely perfect for Manchester United." And one of the things that he notices is that Dalot isn't as good defending as he is going forward, which is probably true. He is great attacking, he's not a great defender. And this will get the best out of Dalot. Right? Oh, wow, this would be really cool. And he goes, no, and he was like, when I was looking at that, it made me stop and think, like, I think Liverpool really missed a trick there. Why didn't they appoint Amorim when surely it would have gotten the best out of Trent Alexander-Arnold? I was like, oh, for Jesus. The reason we should have hired Amorim because he would have played it the 3-4-3. Like, seriously, that's how basic these guys have got their thinking. Is that Liverpool should have signed him because he's really good in a 3-4-3. Ha ha ha. Liverpool have missed a trick and we've gotten the manager they should have gotten, is basically what he's trying to say. They've already gone down that route, that they've gotten the manager we should have signed.
Yeah. I'm gonna bring up the FPL actually too, speaking of, and let you guys get involved in this a little bit before we take it down. I'll let you guys take over for a second here. Speaking of United.
Yeah, JK, this is your thing. They're playing tonight, right? So what's the crack with FPL?
Let's go.
Because there's one game tonight, isn't there? I'll get that finished.
Brentford and Fulham, I think.
Yeah, so there's a few guys playing in people's teams. So I think maybe tomorrow we can go through that one. Then all the points will be done for that round.
Yeah, I think he's just but just in general, did you have a good weekend, or who was the big?
I was gonna check my points tonight after this game's finished.
Who was the big scorer this weekend? Who was the big shout? Who was the triple? Who was the captain shout?
Well, captain for me was Salah. He got a goal.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Who else this weekend? Isaac, he got a goal with a clean sheet. Newcastle.
Do most people have him at this stage? Is Isaac in most people's teams?
Not really. I've seen him one or two people. Last season, I had Isaac quite a few times.
Are people going Chris Wood? Are they using that as a
Chris Wood sort of like a few people got Chris Wood. He's done pretty well as well for him. He don't stop scoring. Who else is there? Palmer, sort of, but I think Palmer in big games sort of goes missing. Seen him in the game against United, weren't really involved. Again, the game against us wasn't involved. So yeah.
He's still.
But what I can do tomorrow, I can clarify when the points will all be collected for today. I can go through them tomorrow. That'll be a better option. Is 12 not there no more?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, he's back
here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so you can put the table away, bro. We can do that for tomorrow because of there's a game tonight. I don't want to ruin it. Yeah, so I ain't gonna say no points.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, Brentford are playing Fulham. That's probably
they're
over.
That game is almost over.
Yeah.
It is almost over. We'll see if that brings any bit more of a change to the table that we're talking about.
It was 1-0 to Brentford last I saw. What's the
current score? I'll tell you. 1 second. It's still 1-0 still.
Oh, okay.
It's still 1-0. And they're in the 85th minute right now. So still 1-0. Brentford. That was wild is that Bournemouth, despite the fact that Bournemouth had let's see if I can find that stat. There's a pretty incredible stat that showed about Bournemouth playing exceptionally well. They're like one of the top big chance creators or something like that. Let me see if I can find this stat. It was pretty wild that, and the sheer fact that Bournemouth is doing some good stuff. Here, I'll make sure that this is up here for you.
Yeah, if your roller keeps doing what he's doing,
I don't think he'll stay there long. He'll get a big team appointment. I think. Not saying Bournemouth is not a big team. I'm just saying that he'll get
he'll get a Chelsea or even I don't know, someone big panics and they look at him. I think he's a Madrid guy. I think his background is in Madrid, or maybe I misread that. But
it makes you wonder why. I mean, why maybe United didn't try for him instead of trying for.
12. Let's look at it this way: if Vincent Kompany can get the Bayern job after getting Burnley relegated, why couldn't this guy get offered we're not just talking, he'll get a bigger job with it being, say, like, I don't know, Aston Villa or something. Mm-hmm. No, why? Like, I mean, this is what we're going to see a lot more of now with these young coaches, and they're going and the way that they look at them, they go, they kind of look and go, look, forget the name of the club he managed. It's that they have this type of squad, they have this type of ambition, and they have this type of budget. That's the same thing as we have, but you scale it up.
Right.
And he was able to not do an Ancelotti. There's no one. Ancelotti is slowly dying away as this kind of guy that you can give him like, an Oscar-winning cast, and he can get them to make a movie together and keep all the egos in check. These guys are dying out now. It's all about coaches and bringing in people like that. So the Iraolas, like Maresca, this guy at Brighton, these guys would have been literally just still coaching 15 years ago, or they would have maybe got a job at something like Monza or Freiburg, and they worked their way up, but now they're getting straight into these big clubs. So, I mean, like, call me crazy, right? But Slot leaves in a year's time. Would you take Iraola if he finishes Bournemouth in 8th? Slot, for whatever reason, Slot says, "Oh, I want to go to."
How about this? How about this as a equal shout to that as well, in the sense of, like, there were those that were talking about Bournemouth and the sheer fact of, who hired this coach?
Yeah, Hughes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's a Hughes hire. He's a Hughes appointment. Yeah.
He's a Hughes appointment, just like Slot is a Hughes appointment, technically. Technically. So
I heard some shade been thrown at Bournemouth when we signed, or not when we signed, but when we appointed.
That's the reason I'm bringing that up too.
Thrown at Bournemouth.
Yep.
Oh, we bought this guy from Bournemouth. Is he going to bring this guy from Bournemouth? He's going to bring that guy from Bournemouth. It's like, maybe that wouldn't have been such a bad thing. Like, clearly these guys maybe know what they're doing. Like, how good exactly do you expect Bournemouth to be?
Yeah,
like exactly. This is probably as good as you should expect Bournemouth to be, right?
Yeah.
Are they supposed to be in the top 6, the top 8, the top 10? Probably not.
Probably not.
The freaking Bournemouth,
they're probably more looked at as being a mid-table team at best, and yet they're getting some results from a team that's been put together by Hughes, and there's reasons why that's one of the reasons why Edwards believes in them. To be honest with you,
17th is best.
Bournemouth is like janky, right?
17th is brilliant for that size club, so to go anything above that.
Yeah.
And to do it bloody in noses. They beat frickin' Arsenal, for God's sake. And not with some fluky last-minute pen or Arsenal, we had 8 players down with meningitis, any of that shit. They just went down there and beat. Lost the game. Better than them.
Yeah, that is true. That is very, very true. Very true.
Didn't cause us any problems. That's what I was saying.
Got yourself some new subscribers, which is good to see. Good to see. Let's see if we can find this real quick.
Yeah, don't make me be sad because there's no one in the chat.
It's kind of a cool pick right here, too. Speaking of Mr. Klopp, this is actually a cool pick, actually. I'm going to show this pick real quick.
Who did you bench, KJ? I don't have it this year, so I can't check. KJ, tell me who you benched.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to go back and see.
Oh no, I'm asking KJ. KJ will tell me. Who's that dude in the middle?
That's funny. That's Taylor Swift's ex-boyfriend. I think so. I think they went out. I'm not positive. Actually. I shouldn't say that.
I'm sure is that his full name? Is that his full name? Was he born?
I mean, he was big. He's a big time thing. So I don't think Jurgen Klopp is. He's a DJ.
You're not going to tell me his name.
You can see the CDJs.
Anyone else know his name? He's obviously not going to tell me. He must know him or something.
I just saw some picture. Talking about like old throwbacks. This DJ is a big Liverpool fan. I think he did go out. I have to double check to be sure. I don't want to put it out there.
Okay, Lee, and I've asked this is like Chinese water. Calvin, that's not Calvin Harris, is it?
It is Calvin Harris. Yes, it is.
Well, thank you, finally, for someone telling me. I only asked
you not look back.
Oh, he looks different. He's changed. He's aged.
He said the name, but I have heard.
Exactly.
He's
I
aged.
don't know, has he aged? Has he aged and then had surgery, like Botox and shit? That doesn't.
Yeah, because he looks completely different.
Yeah. Okay. And he did date. Yeah. Long time ago, like 10 years ago, or something like that. But they did date.
He's not Liverpool.
This is recent. This is recent.
No, Ox is there. Look, Ox is there. Millie's there.
No, but this is 3 years ago. That's in the 21-22 season. So.
Well, yeah, you can see Trent has his dreads. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, do you know, the thing about it is, like, even though I now know it's Calvin Harris, it still looks like normally when I can't picture, I was like, oh, now I know it's him, and it's like, yeah, that looks. It still doesn't look like him. He's definitely had a lot of Botox and
gosh,
whatever it is. Well, he can afford it, man.
Okay,
he can afford it.
Sound like
he's completely changed, man. That wasn't the Calvin Harris I used to see.
But him and
yeah, exactly, Bernie. It was exactly. That was on a great day.
He killed Rita Ora's career, apparently. Yeah, he was going out with Taylor Swift. He was going out with Rita Ora. Yeah. He produced her album for her, and then they fell out. So he refused to basically release the master.
Oh yeah.
He fucked up her pop career.
My clubbing days were in the early to mid 90s. I knew who the DJs were then in them days, but he come later, didn't he? So I don't know nothing about him.
He had that big song with Rihanna, and then that was kind of it. Oh, Harry Wilson 1-1. There you go.
There you go. I knew that was going to happen too, by the way, but I didn't know Harry Wilson was going to score, but I knew it was going to. I didn't want to jinx it. Jinx it for full. I was saying they were going to get a draw because that's tough.
Great player for he's such a great player for a particular type of club. Like a club in like 12th or 14th or something like that. He's too good to be in the championship, but you know, Harry Wilson, he has a goal of the month in him.
Mm-hmm.
He really does. He's got a great left foot on him.
Didn't he left us? He scored a few against Everton.
Yeah, there's a reason he got he stayed at us for a long time. Like he didn't get low on when he was 19. There's a reason we kept him on. He had a wand of a left foot. Great free kick taker. Like if it wasn't for Gareth Bale, he would have had like probably a load of free kicks for Wales and stuff, you know, but Bale took everything. Harry Wilson, yeah, he's definitely too good for one of those players, you know, too good for the championship.
Position, don't he? Like, so he's never going to get in our team.
Yeah. Big weekend for
pace. Just lack the pace. That bit of that, maybe just that bit of extra or whatever, but you can do it for a Fulham or because he always gets picked up by football insides. He doesn't get picked up by
Solanke doing well. I enjoyed his double. Solanke's double against Villa. It's quite nice, wasn't
it? Yep. So, big weekend for Solanke, as it was. And hopefully it's a big day for us tomorrow as we welcome back. As I say,
All right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Villa got 4-1 there. I expect Villa to concede 4 goals with Spurs.
Yeah.
No,
We'll
but they
see.
collapsed as well. They did they were 1-0 up. Then it went 1-1.
That's right.
And then I think in the space of about 25 minutes, they just completely collapsed and it was 4-1 then, which is very not Emery. That's very not Villa. You know, they're solid. You know, that's what they're kind of built on.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of big, strong players. Pau Torres got a lot of, you know, how the hell did Villa manage to sign this guy type headlines, you know? Well, they stumped up the money. Nobody else stumped up the money. That's how they got him.
Yeah.
You know? But that is a bit of a shocker one. That, but yeah, Szoboszlai. Again, I was asking it during the other thing we were doing. Him and Watkins is that's just a kind of a symptom of how that's the level of striker in England now. Is Watkins and Solanke that they're actually getting to these kind of top clubs. I don't think if there was other players around, but won't go into that again. But yeah, Solanke doing well. But I wouldn't have him back. I asked somebody that I asked in the chat if Solanke got 20 this season, and for whatever reason could happen, would you take him back at Liverpool? I don't think got that to you, Lee. I know I asked JK.
To our squad.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was about to answer Bernie's question. He is still playing this. KJ did answer her though. Speaking of former Liverpool forwards, Ryan Brewster was her question for Sheffield United. He's still up.
Yeah. Never really worked out at anywhere he went apart from Swansea for 6 months. Hopefully he can get back, but it's been a while now.
It has. I mean, shoot, you got a little over 23 million for him. Actually, 23 million pounds. That is. It's a good bit of change for Sheffield United too. Paying that out.
It was crazy. It was crazy. Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that coming, especially for the team that actually put the money up was
a lot of money.
Everything about it was crazy.
He has played in all of their games he's played this year, but he's only started 3 games so far. Goal line transfer.
Playing tonight, by the way. Who were Brentford playing tonight, by the way? It's in the chat.
Fulham. What a game. Fulham, Harry Wilson. Jeez. Harry Wilson. Last minute goals. KJ's on it as well. Yeah, man. Tell you, man.
Yeah, he's just scored again.
Watch your Brentford's first goal. It's a stunning goal, to be fair.
Wow. They had it in their hands. Brentford had it and let it slip through their fingers.
Yeah. Who scored the Brentford one, Donante?
It's Janet. So it wasn't Mbemba or Wissa. Yeah, it's Janet, one of the other players. He plays in midfield.
For Harry Wilson, late doors to win it.
Yeah.
Possibly. Still going live, but looks like that's probably going to bring it to a conclusion.
Yeah. Agree, JK. Agree. Good game. Quality game.
London derby. Another London derby.
Not
quite London derby, but
derby, yes. Yeah, I like Fulham. They're a good team. I like them.
I like playing them. You always get a good. It's like Brighton. You'll never get a low block bullshit type team. You just get a team of football because they know their season is never built on getting results against stuff. They come out and play, especially with a coach like Silva. But Fulham had a lot of. I mean, pretty much. I think they've had most of the US representation.
Yeah,
you combine them all together. I mean,
yeah, that's what I call Full America.
Yeah, they've had most of them, not all of them.
Full America, like as they call it, Full America. Full America. That's what they call it here. because there's been a lot of like as in you.
Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I think they've had most of them. I think they've had most of the American players that have played in the Premier League. Blackburn
and players that have played well in the Premier League too. Whether it was Clint Dempsey or
I don't think there's ever actually been like a bad American player. Like, I mean, you have to be really good and American to get to the Premier. I don't think it's ever been like, oh, that guy was terrible. Of American players, I mean, all the goalies were really good.
Oh, you guys remember one American player, Brian Lee, JK, Tom? Do you remember the American midfielder who played for Sheffield Wednesday? Do you remember it back when he started, the early 90s when the Premier League started? When Sheffield Wednesday used to...
God. One guy. Was he a blondie guy? Kind of look. No, hang on. Sheffield Wednesday. Man.
An American werewolf in Sheffield.
Was he American but had a foreign sounding name? Or did he have like? Did he have like? It would like American people have like a Dutch sounding name or a German or did he have?
Depends really. I mean, not really for me to be honest.
Okay. No. I was thinking about like it's not Pat Van Den Heuwe or something. No. Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Because John Harkes played for them too, didn't he?
What did you say? Did you say, Tom? Did you say?
Didn't John Harkes play for him? John Harkes.
Bingo. Well done, 12. American sir. Yes.
Yeah.
Harkes. Yeah.
He played for DC. He played for
John Harkes.
He played for DC United too. He's a cool guy.
Well, that's a blast still on say.
Very early American report. Very early. Try getting parts for John Harkes back in 1992.
Yeah, 93.
He was good. That team though, he was on that was like the Wijnaldum years, Eric Wijnaldum. Brian McBride, I think, played with him. I want to say that's what I was looking up full America actually. That's who I was looking up because they had
McBride.
They had 10 players to play for 10 American players that played for Fulham.
Tim Ream.
Yeah.
Okay, well
Brian
let's go then.
McBride
Okay. Brian McBride, Tim Ream, Friedel, yeah. Friedel was a Fulham player. Casey Keller, that's who was that from. Casey Keller. Anthony Robinson. Tim Ream. Okay, so what?
Oh, what's his name? Beasley. Marcus Beasley.
Cage, you got it. That's Zach Knight. Is it Zach Knight or something?
Again, he's American. I keep thinking English.
I think it's Carlos Bocanegra.
Bocanegra.
Marcus Beasley.
Marcus Beasley, was he there?
I think this player, Eddie Lewis he's American, but I think he has Irish blood in him too, I think. But Eddie Lewis played there too.
Okay, not Zach Knight. Yeah, I was thinking that. Okay.
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah.
Lalas wasn't. Lalas never came to England.
No.
Didn't he play for Coventry? Lalas.
Don't think so. Not Durham. No, I don't think he did. Did he?
Yeah.
Lalas ended up in Coventry.
Yeah, he's an American guy, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he died.
Lalas was the first U.S. player to play in Italy. That was like his big claim to fame. I don't think Lalas.
No, he didn't play for England. No, he didn't play in the Premier League. I would have
He didn't play in England. He played in Italy, but that was a big thing.
So who was that American guy?
At Coventry.
He played at centre back.
Lewis is a Welsh name. I don't. Oh, maybe it is. Okay. I thought he was Irish, but maybe not. My bad.
Yeah, there's some American guy he played centre back for Coventry back in the days.
Play for Coventry centre back.
Yeah.
Well, no, Coventry. Kobe Jones.
Kobe Jones. Yeah.
Kobe Jones plays. He's like a forward.
Yeah, but he was a Coventry
midfielder.
You know,
if not
is that
forward.
who you're thinking?
Brian
It's the
McBride.
famous one, bro. He's pretty famous.
Zach Whipred. He played for Liverpool. Zach Whipred played
Oh
for
wait.
Liverpool.
Wait.
Yeah,
is
that's
it-
American.
Yeah, he's
Zach
American.
Whipred
Yeah,
played for Liverpool.
Yeah.
He was at Liverpool. Zach
Claudio
Whipred.
Reyna was good as well. Claudio Reyna was a good midfielder.
Claudio Reyna. There's the other one. He played for Fulham, right?
And then there's a striker that is unknown, Eddie Johnson. I know you played for Fulham.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach Whipred. He played for Liverpool. Well, he never played for the first team, I don't think, in a league game, but he was definitely a youth team.
Are you thinking of Eddie Johnson, maybe? He played for Fulham.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, I mentioned him. Yeah, Eddie Johnson.
Did mention him? Oh, my bad.
I don't know any Johnson. That's not how you come in.
There's a player he plays for him, but I don't know if he played. I think
we did Donovan, right?
He was playing. He did play for him. Luca De La Torre played for
or not Donovan. Dempsey.
Dempsey didn't play for, or Dempsey played for him.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
not Dempsey.
Yeah, I'm thinking of.
Yeah, have we got?
For a second, I was talking. Landon Donovan played for like Everton and for teams. He didn't play. He played in England, but he didn't play obviously for Fulham.
I think there's more.
He was only ever on loan. He was only ever on loan in England. He was on loan at Everton, and for whatever reason, he went back to the Galaxy because they traded somebody out. Remember reading the story that he went back to Galaxy because they traded somebody out, and everybody was expecting him to stay in England because he had offers. But yeah, he surprised everybody apparently by going back to Galaxy. Hey, no, you're not going in there. No.
Landon Donovan, yeah. KJSJ's put that in the chat. Landon Donovan, yeah.
Yeah, I can tell you this: there has been an American in the Premier League every season of the Premier League has had one American on a team since the Premier League started. There's always been one American. One of the teams has always been one American, at least one American. And I think actually the reason why I do know that John Harkes thing is because I think John Harkes was like he was like 1 year he was like if not the first, he was like the only one in the type thing or something.
Remember that's good memory. That no, Anthony John Harkes, yeah.
Yeah, John Harkes. He was a very good, very, very underrated. He played. I remember he played in for Sheffield Wednesday team who were good at the time. They had
players like that.
Yeah, Chris Williams. They had David Hurst, Mark Bray up front. Good team, and they lost. I remember watching it when I was young. The cup finals. They lost the 2 cup finals when Arsenal won the double cup like we did back in the day. Yeah, very good player.
When's they were one of those things? This is a thing that like it gets brought up every now and again, and younger people definitely will not understand this phenomenon. But back in the day, if you were watching the European Cup, if you're a Liverpool fan, you're watching the European Cup, or you're watching the FA Cup. If, for example, Liverpool got knocked out in the second round of both, right? You would pick another English team, not to follow them or support them, but you would you would support them for the rest of the cup. Because people used to do that. They'd have like back in the day, if Liverpool got knocked out, people would go, "Oh well, not Arsenal or United," but if there was another England team in it, they'd support it. Like nobody does that anymore, especially in the cups. But for me, back then, if we ever got knocked out of something like the cup and Sheffield Wednesday was still in it, I always wanted them to win it because they were so good. But yeah, when they had Chris Waddle and things like that, they were just a great team to watch. Yeah, and they had one of the best kits ever, like that blue and white stripe back in the 90s when everything was baggy. I always used to pick, like, if they were still in the cup, I was like, okay, I want Wednesday to win. And they did pretty well a couple of times.
Me dad
entertaining teams, they're not going to be a threat team.
I don't know who JK is talking about. I'm trying to think of who you're talking about with the center back.
Well, was it JK? Were you? Because I said it was Kobe Jones to play. Were you missing? Did you mean him, or was there also a centre half?
No, I thought it was Alexi Lalas. It weren't him. I thought he played for Coventry.
Okay, I got you. I was gonna say because they've had I know right now Haji Wright plays for Coventry. We all know that.
Yeah, you're doing well.
Plays for US men's national team. Roy Wagerly played on their team.
What a player! What a player!
That's the
Roy
fucking
Wagerly
player
was
I was
time.
trying to think of. Roy Wagerly.
I was going to say his
guy
name.
with a name, a weird. Do you remember I said earlier on? Did he have a weird second name? I knew there was a guy with a weird second name.
Yeah, Roy Wagerly.
Roy Wagerly.
He played for Coventry.
And QPR,
That's the guy. Roy Wagerly.
He's good. He was a really good striker.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Beautiful.
Oh, you could play football. Could be played for 200 years, and there will never be another Wegerly.
Wegerly.
Just one of those names. Just there's only ever been one Wegerly. Just
completely different.
Oh wow, that's super cool. By the way, look at that. I didn't know. That's super cool.
Are they League One now, KJ? Are they League One? I think they are, unfortunately. Or are they back in the Championship?
They're in the Championship.
In the Championship.
Yeah. Nice one, man.
I saw they're playing. They played Luton. They've been playing because I looked up.
Okay, so who's the captain? Look it up. Someone look it up on Wikipedia. Who's captain of Sheffield United? Or on Google, look it up. Or Wednesday, captain of Sheffield.
Is it? What's his name? Begins with B. What's his name? Bannon.
Oh, Barry Bannon. Barry Bannon. Oh, great little player. He's a great little footballer. He's getting on in age now, but he is.
Yeah.
He was.
I think he's the captain. Yeah.
Yeah, one of those guys. He was kind of too old school to make it in the Premier League, but a pure footballer, like a guy that kind of bang one in from 30 yards, free kicks, the whole lot. Little kind of Wayne Rooney, James Milner hybrid kind of guy. Wow, that's awesome, KJ. He's a proper little footballer, Barry Bannon.
A good little footballer.
Yeah.
He is.
You gotta give him. Give Barry a mention that you have a cool little channel that would love to entertain an interview maybe sometimes.
Yeah, my dad hitchhiked to Wembley in 1966 to see Everton beat Sheffield Wednesday in the FA Cup. He didn't have a ticket, but they let them in. They let him and his mate in for the last 20 minutes, you know what I mean? To be part of it. He went all the way there without a ticket, and did get to see 20 minutes. But I think
KJ is saying, sorry, Lee, I'm just quick because I'll forget this. Sorry, Lee. KJ is saying, another good friend of mine is Andy Vyman at Blackburn too. I'm assuming you've got Aston Villa links, KJ, because Andy Vyman was Aston Villa as well. If I'm not wrong, Andy Vyman was at Aston Villa, and Barry Bannon was at.
And he at Derby now, Vyman, I think.
He's saying he's at Blackburn now.
Oh, is it?
I think they were both at Villa. If I'm not wrong, they were both at Villa. Maybe
for a little while, Vyman, I think.
Yeah, Vyman. So maybe KJ has. Maybe KJ is an Aston Villa guy. I'm assuming, maybe.
Some great contacts, all the same, just like Red Armchair supporters saying. Definitely. Yeah, it's weird.
Come on, KJ.
Fulham is a definite link to America. Right now, though, it seems like Italy is a little bit more our cup of tea than it is England for some reason. It's a lot. We have a lot of players playing in Italy now.
Okay.
For top teams.
I hear he's saying they support his son.
I believe
they all have their little side teams. Probably maybe their sons, train at these teams because a lot of these people they have. Because there's someone I know in exactly this position. Not that I know him. I know him from YouTube. He knows again, Thiago, because Thiago's son played for the same youth. Like Thiago's son was playing he wasn't at the academy. He was just playing for a youth team, a Sunday league youth team. as the same. This guy, his son was
Mhm.
playing as well, and Thiago would just like stroll up to the games and stand there on the side of the pitch. Most people leave him alone. Generally, he's just kind of ignored, because people are like, he's just here to watch his son
Mhm.
play football, leave him alone kind of thing. But he was there every week, training every night, picking him up, all that stuff. So he's saying, yeah, you'd meet Thiago all the time. You stand there, have a chat with him. But yeah, a lot of that goes on, because we were talking about earlier on with the
I
people
believe it.
who
Yeah.
create the bonds with the city. When you get people who move here around
Yeah.
22, 23, and they stay 5, 6 years, it's not unusual for them to have children born in Liverpool. A lot of these recent players that we've had, they've had kids born, if not in Liverpool, but in the UK while they're here. So their kids are
Yeah.
actually, they're from the city. It was a big thing. Rafa Benitez's kid were here at such a pivotal time in their youth, like from the age of like 9 to the age of 15. When you meet all your best friends, basically, that they were like, no, we want to stay here. Like you can go, but we want to stay in Liverpool. So their whole life is now in Liverpool. So yeah, if you have these guys and they come here and they have kids here, it's always going to tie you to the city.
It will. Certainly will. I mean, Pep said it himself too. His kids are like their whole lives have become Liverpool. They live and breathe Liverpool. So despite them being Dutch, they consider themselves Scouse as well.
And it's nice
Pep
to have that
Linders.
British
Pep
passport
Linders
as
has
well.
to be doing, obviously. He's spoken about that in a couple of different interviews. He makes a point of bringing that up.
Yeah, but also, by the way, I'll be super cynical on this. If you're African, South American, whatever, it's nice to have that British passport. That's a handy little thing to have. That makes a lot of difference growing up.
I bet it does.
No, KJ is saying, his home pitch is not far from where all the Premier League players live in the West Midlands. I bet that's a fancy home pitch.
I bet it is. I bet it is.
Like a fancy home pitch.
I bet it is. There's some really nice pitches around the world for certain. Because Arizona is like where spring training happens for MLS. So we have like some of the pitches. Obviously, those pitches are there when they're not here, so they're being used by they have academy teams now. They set up systems very similar to Europe, the way that they have academy teams now. It used to be different setup when it came to your teams.
Who's in this season's MLS? Who's in front this season?
We are actually in the playoffs right now. I'd have to look and see who's in it right now. I know Miami just set a record with the wins, with the number of wins they had. But I also know that MLS is about to do something which is going to be interesting how and when they're going to do it. But the MLS is looking to move their season. So they're going to MLS plays like during the summer and then ends right around now. But they're looking to make it a schedule closer to the other leagues in the world as well. So they won't be playing during the summertime. They'll be ending right around the summertime. And that way they'll avoid, and it's weird, they're trying to avoid going head to head with other sports here in America that are have a little bit more prominence.
Yeah.
But one way or another, you're going to run into one of the sports. So it's an interesting move. I don't know why. I don't exactly agree with it completely because.
Is it the same length of season?
Well, it probably will be same length, if not longer.
No, I mean, sorry. Is the MLS like the Premier League runs for, say, it's 9 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does the MLS run for 9 months or 6 months? Yeah, no, it's a summer, or does it run for 4 months? Or how long is an MLS season right now?
Yeah, it goes from let's see, it goes all of summer and all of it's like I don't know how many months are you asking about? Like 9 months? I don't think it's 9.
I think not. Yeah, like would it be? I mean, could you transpose it immediately onto another, like, or would you have to make it to match up with the Premier League season? Would you have to make
It
longer,
basically
shorter?
correlines pretty much with baseball. It correlines with baseball schedule.
But I
because
mean,
they have spring training,
so-
and then the season starts like right as the summer starts, pretty much, and then it goes till the end of October, if not into November. They go into November.
Oh, that's really short. So yeah, that's way. So they'd have to make it like, yeah. I'm just saying because like you wouldn't obviously be able to play in some of these places like in the winter, like they can in England.
Mhm.
I'm sure you'd have problems there as well. But if it's a much shorter season like that, you could just start it in October or something.
Mm-hmm. That's what they want to do. Is they want to go from fall and end in the spring, basically. But
you're going to have a lot of winter games
about that is that there's teams like Colorado,
exactly.
has teams. Vancouver has a team.
This is exactly
Montreal
what I'm thinking.
has a team. Could you imagine playing in Montreal in January? That's going to be
like, I know you guys are used to it in American football because you go to the Giants. In fact, there's going to be like 2 feet of snow. People actually expect it. They want it. If you go up to Buffalo to play or Buffalo Bills, in the winter, it's like, yeah, hopefully there's going to be like 6 feet of snow. It's like, yeah, cool.
Well,
but in football, that's going to be a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
Or in soccer, they're not going to be used to. That's going to have to be. Yeah, because we did it in Ireland to try and like coincide to we used to go basically, we were the same season in Ireland as English, start same time, finish same time. We made it a summer league because to get people basically, now obviously can't be just in the summer. It starts later and all that. Like it only just finished this weekend, but that was to get people out to watch it when there was no other football on TV, and it has worked a tiny little bit. Damien Duff coming back has helped as well. He just won the league the other night as a manager for Shelburne. So, but that was the idea. Was like, if there's a League of Ireland game on and there's a Premier League game on, people are going to watch it and stay at home and watch the UK football. So they moved
the big
try and get more people. Yeah, they
more
did the
people
opposite of what you're doing. Yeah, like to try and go out
Well,
because the game was dying.
One of the big drivers, Brian, it's not only that they're trying to maximize. Obviously, they're trying to maximize getting a season where they're not competing with a lot of other stuff.
Yeah.
But what they're not, but the big driver behind this is that Apple TV just signed the MLS to a big deal.
Oh, right, okay.
So now all the games are going to be on Apple TV, and that's like a big. We have the World Cup here. We have the World Cup here in 2026. So what Apple and the executives are thinking is, after World Cup,
how much did they pay?
How much did Apple pay? Oh, I don't know.
How much did they pay? Like
it used to be
$10 billion.
ESPN used to own the license. Now Apple does.
So now you have to have Apple TV to watch MLS.
To watch MLS. That's what it'll be. Yep. But Apple's making Apple's making a concerted effort to be on the lines of like having a sport connected to where you have to have their service to find it.
And bad idea.
So it's similar to what YouTube did. YouTube, for instance, has a contract now with the NFL, for instance. So if you want to get, you can watch NFL games on, what do they call them? Air TV, I guess. Like stations that you don't need cable for. You get to use the what my grandparents used to call like the bunny ears, I think they used to call them, or something like that. It's like antennas.
Oh, free to air. Oh, if it's on free TV.
Yeah. Like CBS,
like
NBC,
or
ABC, those channels are all free. Like technically.
What kind of shit do you get if you just buy a TV and plug it into a wall? The stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And you have like in all of a sudden you're like trying to change the antenna you can get a good feed.
Oh, that's
But
it. Like we get the Champions League free here. Like I can watch all the games smart. I have to watch the one that the national broadcaster chooses to give us. But they will have at least 4 games over the next 2 nights, and highlights, and that's all free. I don't have to pay for that. Like we pay our TV license, but yeah, that's one of the things we get.
You don't have to pay
for free. We don't.
You don't even need a cable for it. You just have to like you could be in
but like I said,
and be able to watch.
You can't choose your game. Like sometimes, like Liverpool will be playing, and they'll decide to play Real Madrid versus Chelsea, and you're like, okay, you can get the app on certain things and watch and yada yada. But if you just want your basic plug into the wall, but still, like that's
they even
free
do something where they even black. I know you guys got the 3 p.m. blackout, which I don't understand, but
in the UK, yeah.
But I know that here we have blackouts only if one your team they'll show your regional game, so they'll show whatever town or city you live in. They'll show you the team. They'll show you your team that your region is for, that whatever broadcaster it is, and then. But if let's say hypothetically it's a home game, let's say the Arizona Cardinals are playing, and they're playing some team, and they don't sell out the game, and it's like I think it's less than. You have to have more than 60% of the tickets sold for you to get the broadcast. So if it's under 60%, they'll black out the feed. They'll black out that game, and you won't be able to watch it.
We didn't introduce any form of winter break until relatively recently. We were so stubborn about including a winter break. Every other country in Europe has a winter break. We did.
This is another MLS doing this also because of that too. They're doing it where they're going to core line with the European schedule so that their transfer schedule, their transfer window is going to be the same as Europe's transfer window too. That'll be a big thing too, because technically during the summertime, the MLS is playing games, and you can say what you want about the MLS. They do have some good players that have correlated to making differences on other teams. So
our players need that break, that like few weeks, like in January, like you know what I mean, or whenever they give December, January, like. But they were dead stubborn about introducing any winter break here.
Yeah, but don't be any good though, Lee. Like you can have a winter break if you're a shit team, and you don't qualify. Like a team like Liverpool, there'll be a winter break, but you were in the Club World Cup this year. You're in like the 2018 expanded FIFA Club World Cup. You would have an international or a break, but you're going to be in this thing. Like Stoke have 2 weeks off, Wolves have 2 weeks off, but no, you're playing in an international tournament. So this winter break, we got it for I think 2 years, maybe 1 year, and then the AFCON happened. Then loads of other stuff happened, and I think basically all they had to do was, but they moved a couple of games. But now, like it is the price of success these days as well.
Of their sides, aren't they, and help them to do well in Europe.
I think in the last 3 stages, it goes to number 7 now.
But those guys don't get paid.
That's crazy. It goes to
the TV people, like. The TV money is everybody loses their nut over look at the new TV deal. It used to be worth $4 billion, now it's worth 4.2. So what's the name of that stuff again? The TV deal, the TV money, 4.2 billion. Too right, they're going to tell you when you can play your football matches. What did they spend 4.2 billion on? They're having to sit there and go, sorry, Mr. Klopp isn't happy. Okay. Sorry, no, they're going to tell you when you're playing. Come on, why do people expect anything different? You sup with
when he landed, he meant the fact that you don't have a winter break in this country is insane.
Like if I paid somebody £4.2 billion or something, I'm going to tell them what to do. Basically, I'm calling the shots. When has anybody ever $4.2 billion for something? Like no, you do your thing. You do your thing. Cool. Here, have my money, but you make your own decisions. No. I'm pretty sure I'm the guy that's in charge, you know. So yeah, we're going to move it. Like there used to be that rule they discarded was a 2 week rule that you could not move a game uh, less than 2 weeks from when it was due because travel, people come from abroad, all that stuff. That was the minimum time just to be able to give people like, oh, Liverpool are playing Manchester United on such a day. Oh, I'm going to travel from Tokyo, trip of a lifetime. You know, yada, yada, yada. And then 5 days later, no, actually, we moved that to the Monday night. You know, oh, change your shit, change your tickets, change your hotels, change your, you know, and that's the outside fan that they are so worried about pleasing. You know, that's the international people that they want to appeal to. Okay, it's fine if you're a local fan, you got a season ticket. We're supposed to be playing at 3 on a Saturday. They've moved it to the Monday night. Okay, that's an inconvenience for me. I live 20 minutes from the stadium, got a season ticket. I might have to change the babysitter. But you've got people traveling from other countries, spending thousands of pounds on airfare, all that stuff. So they were supposed to have a minimum 2 weeks. That's it. Now they'll just change it on a whim. And guess what? Blame it on what, Lee? Oh, we couldn't fan safety, you know. Fans, not enough police to keep those fans under, you know, they might have a few drinks. Blame it on the fans and say, we had to change it because there was safety issues. Every single time.
There's no way anybody with a bunch of players in South America should come back and play it Saturday on 12:30 after they've been like playing on a Wednesday night. That's just ridiculous.
Halfway up a mountain.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that. It's playoffs definitely I don't know who would be Liverpool MLS. I said this. The reason I said DC United is because DC United has had like there was a period where DC United, at least when I remember, at least when DC United was like, you know, they're one of the forefathers of the MLS in the sense, you know, they were one of the really really good teams that could compete outside of the MLS, even in its early stages. They could compete in the stages with other teams. Maybe Columbus Crew could be a shout, maybe because they've had some very very historic. And Columbus was unique in that Columbus was one of the first
that was
teams.
Dempsey's team, wasn't it?
Columbus Crew. I don't.
That was Dempsey's team, I think, wasn't it?
No, Dempsey was Seattle.
That's where I first heard the name. Was when
Columbus Crew is Brian McBride. Brian McBride played for Columbus Crew back in the day.
Yeah, one of the guys that did well in England.
He played there.
Yeah, one of the guys that did well in England came from Columbus Crew. I always remember Columbus Crew because of that.
Mm-hmm. I think Brian McBride is probably a connection then. But Columbus is one of the first stadiums or one of the first clubs to get a football friendly / whatever, soccer friendly as we call here in America, stadium, in that it was grass. It was a grass pitch, but also it was a lot. It had like the way the stadium was set up. You weren't playing in an NFL stadium or something like that. They built a stadium specifically with the mind of playing football.
Yeah, purpose-built stadium.
So like the sight lines were a lot better, and like the vibe and energy that you felt from the crowd. And on top of that, they have one that like they're.
Oh, he was New England Revolution.
For who?
Fulham.
For Fulham. New England Revolution.
Dempsey.
Oh, Dempsey. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
New England
He
Revolution.
also played for Seattle too, by the way.
Yeah, that's where he ended up.
Yeah.
He went back to Sounders. When he finished up at Tottenham, he went back to Sounders. But yeah, it was New England Revolution. Are they still going? Are they still a thing? See, that's the thing about some of these things.
That's where actually the goalkeeper for the U.S. men's national team, who plays for, he was playing for Forest. I think he's still there. He was at Arsenal, and then I think he went to Forest, I want to say. But he was the Revolution's goalkeeper before that. Yeah, they had there's some stadiums in America that you know what are absolutely pretty incredible to be a part of, despite the fact that I get that you're
Oh, the
going.
Atlanta one is nice. That's a purpose, but that's a proper football. That
Which one?
Atlanta.
Atlanta's play. They play where they play in the same stadium that Atlanta's is pretty wild because Atlanta plays in the same stadium that the Falcons play, which is the NFL team.
Oh,
And the fact that they can sell out that stadium is phenomenal.
Oh, maybe that's what I thought they built their own one. I thought, but yeah, they do. They sell it out. Yeah, that is a big.
They sell that stadium out. That's the Mercedes-Benz Stadium or something like that. Maybe
it seems to. I remember reading something about that. Like
Turner's is what I'm talking about. You're right, Red Orange supporter. Turner's the goalkeeper I'm talking about.
Yeah, no, it's worse. I remember reading about that before. That for some reason or whatever, maybe it just really caught on in Atlanta football.
Oh, it's huge in Atlanta. Yeah. Oh, they're PO'd about it because the owner of the team has raised the prices on them like dramatically.
Well, yeah, there you go. Like we were saying with the other boys, that's the issue with like you were saying before. Like, what's the issue with the Villa fans? Is like, yeah, because they got good and the prices went up.
Yeah, because the same owner that owns the Falcons owns the Atlanta team, this Atlanta soccer team too. But there's some stadiums are built for football, and then there's some teams that here in America that play in stadiums that American football players play in too. Atlanta's one. Seattle plays where the Seahawks play, but incredibly, Seattle can sell out that stadium too. Like that's how fervent and like.
Oh, Northwest is crazy as well. Yeah, I've seen that. Northwest is crazy for soccer.
Yeah, if you wanted to see a soccer or football match, I would suggest going to Seattle or Portland, one of those two, because that is one of the wildest experiences you'll be a part of. Portland, after every goal in Portland, they're called the Timbers. After every game in Portland, there's a guy who comes out with a chainsaw and he slices off a piece of a log.
A tree. Yeah.
For every goal. It's weird. Yeah. So there's like a big like a piece of timber out there, and he takes a chainsaw and he cuts a piece, slices off a piece every goal.
Because
Because yes, it's what you do.
It's yeah.
What you do.
The fight and win guy. The fight and win guy.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen fight.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams now, and MLS is becoming very big. All these billionaires want to buy football or buy sports teams. The MLS at one point was a very easy to get into venture when it came to getting, in initial parts of it. Now, like the expansion, the cost for expansion teams in the MLS is like pretty extraordinary. They're very, very high. It's very difficult to get an MLS expansion team now, but there are a lot of teams. That's why Drogba is bought into the Phoenix Rising here in Arizona, because he's hoping that Phoenix gets the opportunity to become part of MLS.
And like this stuff is like, there'll be a lot of people listen to this going like, what the fuck is that? Like, expansion teams, new franchises.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Like that's not the game, but
there's no relegation too. They're trying to fight for that now too. There's an effort here in America to make it. They want to make a relegation too, which would be wild.
No, but that should be, that's how the thing usually works. But I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that also, like the way it's happening, look, that's just different. But leagues have to start in places, but also it's not entirely completely new over here in terms of like it has happened before. Like there was thing about Inverness Calatissel earlier on, where like they were they were 3 clubs. They merged together because there was an invitation to the top league, and they were like, we can't give it to you, we can't give it to you. So 2 teams merged together and became a new club and got promoted to a league because there was a place there. So it's not completely new and alien. Like things like that have happened in the UK, but I just find it very strange. Like not very strange, but it'd be weird to see what would happen, and they usually push back against them when one club in England will fold and someone will try and start up a new version of it. People always hate that. It's like, no, look, that's, whatever. But it'd be really interesting to see what would happen if someone just literally just started up a new club just from scratch, like in a club where it wasn't one. Like it's not like, oh, I used to support, but it'd be interesting to see how people would react to that. Like not like some kind of Leipzig Red Bull thing where it's a big corporation or something, but to see what would happen with someone came in and trying to create a new team.
Yeah, or maybe even if it ended up being like a splinter team or something like that. Team that like in a town or a place that only have one team, but
a place that doesn't have a team, it's like
MK Dons. Was that an example of one?
Well, see, that's the famous one. Like Wimbledon got dissolved, and then they moved. Well, they moved. They didn't get dissolved. They moved to Milton Keynes
because you have a lot of fans there
to get a new stadium, and the team collapsed, and then they reinvented it as Wimbledon FC, which now is pretty much as successful as MK Dons, I think. But they just moved the whole team and called it a new thing. But Wimbledon was actually previously was actually a team that was, which is much more interesting. They were trying to, in the early days of the Premier League, Wimbledon tried to set up a team where they would move to Dublin and they would play their home. Now, the owners of it, the fans weren't behind it, but these guys took it over and they tried to basically move it, and they got a lot of backing in Ireland. Eventually, it got shot down by the Premier League, but they wanted to say, why can't you have a Premier League team in Dublin? The Premier League was really new at this time. It was like only maybe 4 or 5 years old because Wimbledon went. And it's growing. This is major, huge. Yeah, and they brought it. They had the whole thing set up, backing from everybody. It was like, apart from people in Dublin and people in Wimbledon. But they wanted to do it, and they were selling it because there was a whole thing of like Rangers and Celtic wanting to join the Premier League because it was so successful. But they were like, look at how many people go to watch English teams. Put a team in Dublin, no brainer. They didn't get that close to it, but it was a big deal at the time. And you could see maybe in 10 years' time, or in 50 years' time, if Dublin or if London or Ireland becomes a new version of Dubai or something, everyone here is a millionaire, they will probably try and bring a team over here. Why not? It's only like an hour away on a plane from London at most.
Yeah.
So maybe they were ahead of their time.
Maybe.
Nice.
I'll tell you who's ahead of time. I definitely would like to see us get this league so we can tie up Manchester United with 20 league titles. Then we'll get an opportunity it'd be nice to get even a Champions League in there too. Because then we could go on for some Super Cups, which would be great. Push that 69 to 68 lead over them to a couple more. Be really nice. Just speaking on competitions, just happen to be looking at it. And I was thinking about how many FA Cups. I saw Max said something about Caribou and FA Cup. I don't exactly understand his comment completely, but
in terms of what was he saying?
He says that Caribou and FA Cup are Liverpool. Say bye to them. I don't understand.
Was Wimbledon's ground when they used to be like Wimbledon in London? Was it anywhere near Wimbledon, like for the tennis, with the two places close together? Wimbledon's ground was what was it called? What was Wimbledon's ground called?
Oh, they had.
Oh, back in the day, yeah.
Plough Lane.
Um,
Plough Lane.
Plough Lane.
Yeah, because Wimbledon isn't in Wimbledon. Wimbledon Tennis Club isn't in Wimbledon. I know that much.
Oh, right.
Yeah, technically it's not in Wimbledon.
Ah.
Yeah, Plough Lane. But they also ground shared with Palace for a long time because they were trying to get in. That was the whole reason they wanted to move, because they didn't really own their ground. They ground shared at Selhurst Park for a long time, I think, with Palace and other people, and that was one of the reasons they wanted to move as well, because they didn't own their own shit. And eventually, that's one of the reasons why they ended up basically disintegrating, like having to come out of the whole Phoenix Club thing. Lose all your titles. But what's really interesting about that in England, if you get dissolved, right? It's happened to my local club, Waterford. We used to be Waterford United. Now we have to call them Waterford City, which is just wrong. But you lose all your shit. In Italy, I think it's in Italy anyway, or Spain. If you do, in Italy, like if you get dissolved, which has happened to some clubs, you can come back, but you can actually buy back your titles. Like you can buy back your heritage, as it were. You can put on the thing. Like you can't do that in England. But I think in Italy and Spain you can do that. If you get liquidated or whatever, you can reform as Juventus FC, as about Juventus Calcio or whatever. But you can actually pay like 10 million quid and get your titles reinstated onto your official record, as it were. Whereas in England, you've just lost them; they're gone. You have to start from scratch.
I was just saying. I was just speaking of Red Armchair Supporter, because I know I brought up the fact about the titles and the likes. With 69 titles, we're in the lead. 68, Manchester United. But then if you look at third place is Arsenal. They have 49 total titles. That's nearly 20. That's a difference of nearly 20 titles between second and third place. It is 20 titles difference between first and third place. And then even if you go into fourth place, which is kind of interesting too, because it's Manchester City. Let's see what happens with this court case. Hopefully it ends up being in our favor. But if you look at Manchester City, who is now in fourth place with 36 titles total, it's just very interesting how if you look at total titles, I'm not going to speak on the City because that is what it is. But if you look at Chelsea being in with 34 titles, and then you have Tottenham in fifth or sixth place actually with 26 titles, and then Villa, Everton. Like you start looking at all these other total titles won type situations. It is pretty amazing how far ahead, how far in the front we are when it comes to the glory of our silverware cabinet compared to other teams. That is pretty impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, they're quite like some of our so-called closer rivals, like Chelsea's and Arsenal's. Like put them together, it's not that impressive when you combine them, is it? Like
it's not.
It's less than ours, like in it when you combine them two.
You'd have to nearly double their total silverware intake to even come close to.
Did you say on the list that Tottenham have 26 trophies?
26 trophies. Yep, they have
Tottenham
3.
did.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the table. They have. All right, they have 3 cups. They have 2 leagues. They have 12 cups in the FA. That's the FA, the EFL, and the Premier League. They have 12 cups. They have 9 Super Cups. They have for a total of 23, and then they have 2 League Cups, 15. So in total, they have 2 League Cups, 15 Cups, 9 Super Cups for a total of 26. It's kind of wild, yeah, that they're in that. They're in 1, 2, 3. They're in 6th place with 26 total pieces of silverware in their cabinet. Chelsea at 34. Villa. All right, so Spurs at 26. Villa has 25. Everton have 24. And then it's a super drop off because then Newcastle has 14. Forest have 13. Wolves have 13. Rovers have 12. Sunderland 10. Leeds 9. But then if you go the other way, Chelsea have 34. City have 36. Arsenal have 49. Then United have 68. And we have 69. So
hopefully we'll be adding to that this season.
Yeah, hopefully. Whether it's via court decision or via on the pitch decisions.
I hope that starts to weigh on Pep's mind, like the whole thing. I hope there's a load of noise and racket out of it that can't be like ignored, and he has to come out and say something.
No, yeah. It'll suck because like the whole leagues, the league tally won't. It'll other than from this year, hopefully. That's why I'm saying if we could tie it up this year, that'd be great. But even if we were to tie it up this year for league titles, United will get, if hypothetically City were to lose those titles or lose those titles and they were awarded to whoever was in second place for those years, United will get 2, we'll get 2, and it'll end up being us.
I don't think Pep's going to run out of motivation this
year. They do have 26. Yeah, they do have 26.
You had to look that out too? You want to check it out, don't you? Yeah. It's pretty wild, right?
There only needs to be like a small drop off from City for us to capitalise, doesn't it? I don't think Pep will lack motivation the rest of the season, but hopefully if it is his last season and that court case is in the background, it might shave a few points off their eventual total that it always on them. Because like 4 years in a row is long enough. 5 in a row is a piss take, mate, in this league. It's not very good, like for the Premier League product, as they call it. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Agree with that completely.
Makes the league
it'll definitely bring some balance to those that are saying that the league is turning into. I don't think it's a farmers league, even with that happening. But
yeah, we've never seen more than 3 in a row before now. Like, and we've had plenty of good teams before. This is just too much. And it's artificial, like we all know it's artificial. It couldn't have been done properly.
Yeah, there's just too much talent. And I got into a conversation about it with someone this weekend. You know what? I got into with one of the managers that was from London. It's just the sheer fact that there's just so much quality. It's like the physicality and the quality of players that are part of the Premier League.
It's a shame for players that have only got 1 Premier League and 1 Champions League medal that don't have more, like, and it's been them who's been in the way. I can stomach the other one from 18-19, the League One, but I can't stomach the one when Rodri handballed it. It was the first time they admitted that there was a mistake. They said Rodri's handball, yeah, that was a mistake. That was the first one they ever come out and said, the PGMOL. They admitted, like, and we lost the title by a point. Richarlison's going to score that pen, like, and I don't remember him missing one for Everton. That's the one that sticks in me.
Let's move away from the pigeon. Let's move away from that. Look, we're going to have roll call. For those of you that are still with us, another epic journey, as always, because it ends up being, we're only going to be here for try to make the ratings quicker to try to punctuate the time, but we're still moving in on 4 hours. So appreciate those that stayed with us for the entire run. And if you didn't, it's cool. Hopefully you left a like, and even more so too, or equally so, hopefully you leave a comment to say what's good. And if you are with us, big up. I appreciate the fact that you are. And I hope that you'll join us tomorrow when we go in for a roll call, an important roll call, because it's going to be an Anfield roll call, and it's going to be against a team that we are all interested in seeing play, which is Leverkusen. and the return of Alonso to Liverpool. So please do join us tomorrow. We'll do it an hour before the game starts when we do our roll calls. Just to, hit that notification bell. Make sure it's linked. We'll be doing a shout for everyone across the globe to see where you're going to be checking in from, whether it's pitch side, whether it's pub side, whether it's couch side. Does not matter. Just please do show your camaraderie by tuning in and giving a shout and showing that we all walk together in this march towards Champions League glory as well. Top of the leagues to you people. Top of the leagues. You guys want to say anything before we let the people do what they need to do for the rest of their evening or morning or afternoon, whichever it is for them?
Just thanks for everyone in the chat. We're in the best place we could be, which is top of the league.
Okay.
Would it be nice if we stayed there all season, if we didn't drop off top spot once until
Okay.
May. Could happen. You never know.
JK, do you want to give a shout? I see you're on mute, but do you want to give a shout?
Yeah. Just big up to the people on the show and in the chat, and let's get a win tomorrow, against Leverkusen.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's definitely do it. And Irishman, you want to say anything to the people?
Thanks for being here, and see you again tomorrow.
There you go. Short and sweet, but always appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. Appreciate every one of you for the likes. Hopefully you guys did subscribe to the Irishman's channel, to Lucas' channel as well, and hopefully you are subscribed to our channel and have that notification bell on all so you can be a part of this for tomorrow and for everything that we do going forward. Because without you, this is just not the same channel that we need it to be. And that is a channel that walks together. So I would like to say up the Reds as always, and we will see you tomorrow. Roll call, people. Roll call. So, all right. Take care.